I think our
internet
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's crap. We changed provider about a month ago, and it's a joke. We get anybody here, Sarah?
3 folk in.
How many, Chris?
You're on.
Three.
Evening, folks. Thanks for coming along. As you see, the usual suspects up the top there. Chris, his usual lovable self, and Sarah as well. Tonight, our special guests are Exploring Stranger Things. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they are a great team, great couple. And they're coming along to answer some questions. Thanks for coming along, guys. It's much appreciated. So tonight, basically, we're just going to be doing a kind of interview sort of thing. Sorry? This is
Lost Sarah.
Not. She's away. It's this Wi-Fi. It's absolutely deplorable. So I do apologise, folks, for the Wi-Fi. Tonight we're going to be just doing a kind of interview kind of thing with the guys, and then we'll be taking any questions you might have for them, any comments in the chat. So as Chris would say, without further ado, we'll get started. So as I said, thanks very much for coming in. Very much appreciated. It's always good to see you. I think your lives are brilliant. You're straight to the point. You know, you don't mess about, and I think that's really, really an important part of it. You just say what you feel, and you know that's it. So, but what first I really is sorry.
So it's the best way to be.
As just, you know, there's no point in I always believe if you get something to say, then say it. No, we're not always going to agree 100% of the time on everything people say, but you know, just be straight out with it. And if people don't like it, then that, you know, they don't like it. Do with it. But you're a paranormal investigator, which is we're lagging.
There's a massive lag. You know, it's like a satellite radio over and you're saying things within it, but it's not clear coming through.
No. That's what it's like for me, I've noticed.
I'll leave a chat and come back in. See if that works.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about
this. No worries.
I know our internet is absolutely appalling.
You get fibre optic.
It's meant to be fibre optic, believe it or not.
Yeah. It's on fibre optic.
It's meant to be, but
it's your Wi-Fi. That's what's doing it.
Hey. Is that any better? Is that any better?
Yeah, I think it's your.
Yeah, we can see, but we can't hear. It's like a delay, and it's coming out through garbled. It's like so.
Scott, switch to your mobile data. That's what I've done.
It's maybe this storm. There's a big storm happening now here, and it's affecting it. There's a lot of flooding and.
You're Scotland, are you?
Aye. I'm just near there. They're not that far from me, but I'm connected. I'm running fibre optic. I've got cables everywhere.
See, my laptop's saying that it's full bars, but obviously it's not.
How's that? Is that any better?
Yeah.
You're actually
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely the Wi-Fi. Just before we start, Sue's getting. Hi, Sammy, Mr. Cat. Age of Darkness, I wonder who he is. Michelle.
I wonder who he is.
And Michaela Robertson, hi, good to see you all. Welcome. So without further ado, better. We'll get started. There's a paranormal. He's a paranormal investigator, which is part of what you do. what got you into the paranormal? What made you, take an interest in that?
I've always had a gift when I was younger. I'd find I'd be in places and I could get a feel for things. I could seem to, I could feel things that had happened in the past, and I could address things. My earliest memories in a graveyard when I was a kid. We were playing in there, and something drew me to a grave, and it was pitch black. You couldn't read it. But I was talking. I mean, I don't remember. I was only small, but I was talking fluently to this grave. The next day, when people went back and had a look, the names I was using were the names that were actually on the grave. I couldn't read it; it's pitch black. So, from an early age, I've always had this feeling that I know what's happening. I get. It's hard to explain, but I get things that come to me, and I know what's what. Like we've done an investigation the other night, and I can. It's usually smells with me. I get a smell, and then from the smell, it goes from there. Once I have the smell, I tend to get the rest of it comes to me then. And it's just something that I've done, but I'd never thought of doing it with this. And what happened was we were watching many paranormal things on YouTube, and it dawned on us that a lot of the people who do this are completely fake, but they're earning good money from it because they're saying, "Oh, we've seen this or we've seen that." And if you want to, if you want to know what it is, hit 1,000 likes and this, that, and the other. And we just thought it was wrong that people are using such a gaining out of what possibly it shouldn't be played with, and that they're gaining money out of it, and people are believing it, and that we just thought it was very unfair. So we decided that we go the other way, and if anyone said, "Oh, we've been here at this location and we've seen this, we've seen that," we were just going to go and debunk it.
Yeah.
No, you fucking never. You're a fucking liar. Don't be making your money off people's backs who are believing what you're telling people when it's not true. Of course, but if we've been somewhere and there has been activity, then obviously we reported it and said, "Yeah, we're having that all along." But yeah, it was just that we just got sick of seeing it time after time, where people were seen to be wherever they went every night there was something happening. There was a poltergeist or something, and we just got sick of it. And again, we started watching people who within 3 months of buying brand new cars. It was all coming from the merch and what people do in the super chat. And we just thought, no, people need to know that these people are fucking lying, and you're giving them your hard earned. If you're working all week, well, you get your benefits, and you're believing what people said. You're giving a bit of your money to them. It's lies. I just thought that was fucking bad. It's very bad practice, and plus it's making a mockery of what I know is true, what I know that I've come across in my life. And I thought, fuck this, I'm not having it no more. Again, we started the wrong time, really, because our gimmick was to wear masks. Wasn't coronavirus. I don't believe there is a virus. I've never believed there's a virus. I believe that it's a government clampdown.
I believe you.
But people are then saying to us, "Oh, you wear a mask is corona." No, we're not. We've explained it. Then we had, because we were Exploring State Things UK, we used the Union Jack. Then we were trolled for days upon end. People saying we were racist, we were scum, we were fake. So I addressed that in one of the videos. Unfortunately, in this day and age, the social media platform can work one of both ways. It can either make it or destroy you, and it's up to you how you deal with it, whether you're made or destroyed. We're just doing what we're doing. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's not that I need the money. I need the money, but I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I actually like the airback side of it. I like the urban exploring side as well. If there happens to be entities there, if there happens to be something we can debunk there, then that's a bonus. If not, well, we'll just do what we do. It's as simple as that. There's no ulterior motives. There's no agenda. What you see is what you get.
Exactly, I totally agree. 2,000% what you're saying about fake and blah blah blah, and you get these people that go people have classed me as a medium. I've never classed myself as a medium. Chris and Sarah, I just do what I do. I pick up what I pick up. I don't turn around and say I'm a psychic medium and blah blah blah. Because you're what you are, and that's it. But you get people, as you say, go every investigation they get something. They pick up something. And yourself, it doesn't work like that. You might go 10 times, and out of the 10 times, you might get something 3 times. the other 7 might be, you get nothing. So I feel very, very strongly about people who fake it and people who, what it does is just, it makes a mockery of the paranormal community. It just lets everybody kind of look down and say, well, if he's a fake, they must all be fakes, you know. So it tars everybody with the same brush. And the other thing I hate is it gives people maybe who are, you know, they maybe lost a loved one, they may have lost a parent, or, you know, whatever, brother, sister, they've lost a loved one, and they've got some clown comes along and says, oh, you know, I picked up on your father, for instance, and he's happy and well, and, you know, they're giving these people just lies, you know, and they're feeding off their grief, basically, if that makes sense. And it's not wrong. As you say, these guys are out there making money and running about in fancy cars, and they're all fake. They're totally all fake. And it puts what we do, you know, the honest, genuine people, it puts that under the spotlight even more. And social media it can make you or break you. And so, no, I totally get what you're saying about you want to go out there, and if you can debunk it, debunk it. And I feel that if you debunk something, it makes you look more genuine. You know, it lets people see, well, these guys are out here debunking stuff rather than saying, I've found a spirit. I think that goes a long way as well. So, out of all your investigations, as I know you're quite a big fella, and you probably don't scare easy. Have you ever done one that you've, you know, an investigation that's really got to you and you thought, I'm not going back there again? Have you ever did anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, nothing like that. I mean, a lot of people mistake what we do. We said we won't run from nothing, so people automatically think that it sounds to be big hard cases and that, and it's not that. What it is if I go somewhere and a door opens or something moves or something, I go straight to it because I know there's only me and Red there, or we've gone to the couple of people. I know they're not in that area, so I hit that there to make sure that there is no one there. Now, I've never been anywhere where I have come out and thought, well, I'm not going back there again. I've come out and thought, didn't go how I expected it to, but I've never thought, no, I'll go back. There's nothing, I can always say, there's nowhere I would not go back to. There's nowhere I don't think it's frightened me. It's took me off guard, but it's not frightened me. The way I see it, you can't get hurt by an entity, you can't get hurt by the afterlife. Okay, there's poltergeist as such that can move things around, throw things, but it's not going to hurt you to the extent where you're going to be physically hurt. I mean, yeah, again, I'm skeptical of these ones that say they've got scratches on them or, you know, they're getting cut by things. I'm very skeptical of that. I'm not having it. But again, you know, if it happened, if somewhere happened that we weren't sure, I think we just go straight back with me. We can see later.
Yeah, definitely.
We just recheck out. We probably check up the history again.
Do a recce as well.
Yeah, do a complete recce of it all again, and we go back again. But no, I can honestly say there's nowhere at all that I'll be honest, there's places where when we've been going in, I thought, fucking hell, this is not good. This is shit scary. But we've done it and come out. So not that bad. Not that bad.
Is there any place that you know sorry? Is there any place that you've not done yet that you really want to do?
Oh, there's loads of places, yeah. Loads of places. I mean, we're relatively new to this. I say we started when the coronavirus started, we put us on lockdown. So there's a lot of places we want to go. I mean, I want to go and have a look at a lot of the bunkers as well, the World War II bunkers. Aye. Again, I think that's more the Airbeck side. But there's a lot of locations that are supposed to, if it's got history, I'm interested in it. If it's checkable history, not Facebook history or YouTube history, it has to be historical. It has to be somewhere. Maybe Google's pretty good. It can throw you, but it's pretty good. But we'll check it first to make sure there is an actual history that we can relate to. a lot of these places that you go to, the YouTube created, you know, they go there and they'll just keep going back and someone else goes and creates this and they say the same that. No, I mean, I can honestly tell you, on all the time we've been doing it, the things that people say they've seen, we've never. We've seen things that we can't explain, but not. I mean, no, tell a lie. Yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't tell full apparition once in an old warehouse. Yeah, but I don't know. I still don't know about that. To be honest, I still think about that day.
The little girl.
The little girl. Yeah, I still think about that day when someone set me up. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think offhand where I particularly want to go. I know there's one by us very close, which is it's an asylum in Liverpool called Newton Park. Now that was featured on Most Haunted. It was featured on one that Derek Accorda did a few years later. And I do know people have gone there and had a lot of. So that's one place I want to go. And then there's another asylum in Denby. I think as paranormal investigators, quote debunkers, I think we're all drawn to places that seem to be eerie, if you know what I mean. It draws the fact that it's an old asylum or it's an old this or it's an old that, but anywhere can have anything that's there. It depends what's been in the history of the place. So that's why we like to try and get there, so that we know it isn't genuine gap. Because I say there's that many places out there that's been made a recognised place through YouTube and Facebook. So you know, without repeating ourselves, basically, yeah, that's what we do now. That's how we do it. Yeah.
It is important to check it because I mean it could be, you know, a wild goose chase. You could travel 50, 60 miles and it turns out to be nothing. So I do agree with you to sort of because Google you can find anything in Google. So it is quite important to research it. What about Pendle Hill? Have you ever? I've watched a few documentaries in Pendle Hill. Have you ever thought about doing Pendle Hill?
We're going to go to Pendle because it's not actually that far away from us. It's only about 30 miles away. There's a few things in Pendle. Obviously, there's the connection with the witches' rituals. Then there's the little jail that's on the side. That's got the pits around it. We're going to go to that. Pendle does seem to have an activity that's quite high. Again, the problem that we had at the moment is the fact that we had the lockdown, so obviously you couldn't travel much. And then the fact that I've not long had a cancer scare. I had cancer, and I've been waiting for the results to come back while the coronavirus is on. So I haven't really, as much as I tried to carry on, my head wasn't in because I had the scare hanging over me, which I've now had the all clear. So now for us, it's upwards and onwards again now, because as I say, when you got that hanging over you, the whole thing of going places to check most sorts of took second place. But as I say, about the all clear, I'm all great. So now it's upwards and onwards. So, you know, there's a lot of places to go. I mean, I want to go to Belgium. I want to go to Croatia. I'd love to go to Transylvania. All these places.
We want to do the Chernobyl one as well, don't we?
I'd love to go to Pripyat. I'd love to go to Pripyat, which is I'd love to go there. You know, I mean, if anywhere is going to have history and activity, that place is going to be full of it. You know, so yeah, you know, there are places that we really would like to go.
Yeah, everyone knew Derek Accorda was right. Someone's put in the comments Derek Accorda was
fake. Do you know what? Derek Accorda, okay, let me tell you that. Derek Accorda, what he was, unfortunately, he threw to fame and he played on it too much. He got caught out. But not Derek Accorda was full fake. Let me tell you, I've been to some of his audiences, and he wasn't a fake. Just unfortunately, when he got involved with ghost hunts and the fame and fortune of it all, and unfortunately it ran away with him. And you know, God rest him. I never had the crossword with Derek. I thought he was great.
I seen him in Glasgow many years ago, and I was in a concert hall in Glasgow, and they got everything. They didn't get anything right. I don't like to tell the guy, you know, obviously, but I just felt it was a wasted night because we sat there and he was all over the concert hall, downstairs, upstairs, and he never get anything, never get one thing right. But, it's just, as I say, God rest his soul, he did get involved with, Most Haunted and then various other people, and it did go to his head, and it kind of ruined him in a way, probably. But then Most Haunted's get quite a bad reputation as well. But there's numerous. You talk about locations. There's numerous places all over Britain and all over the world. Yeah,
There's that place. What's that place? It's in Dover, and you were talking about the World War II bunkers, and it's in the cliffs, and it's meant to be haunted. But I don't know. I've never been there. You know the place I'm talking about? It's in the Dover. It's in the White Cliffs, and it's meant to be one of the biggest bunker I can't remember the name. It's meant to be one of the biggest bunker complexes for World War II, and it was next to Dover, and it was actually built into the cliffs.
Right.
And they had gun emplacements, obviously, in case the Germans came over, But I'll see if I can find the name of it. But that is an interesting place. I seen it on the TV about it.
Again, as to place that, I'd like to go start. Yeah, anywhere that's got history, I'll go to.
See if I can find
it. Do you think being so many famous mediums suddenly dropped down price because there's more money probably on the I don't know you call it the show circuit, whatever. So they stopped doing private.
They're having problems hearing you.
Yeah, I didn't hear one bit of that. Not one bit.
I've got that better.
Yeah, I can do then. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
As I say, your paranormal investigators. Do you think time matters? A lot of people think go to locations at night time, because it's scarier, it's better. Do you think day or night really matters when you go investigating?
No. I personally think if somewhere it's got activity, it's got activity. Again, the whole night thing, again, is for entertainment. That's my view on it.
Yeah.
Plus, the other thing is as well, sometimes I don't know whether when I get in touch with an entity, I call them entities, don't call them ghosts, call them entities. When I get in touch with entities, I'm not sure whether they're in our time or still stuck in their own. Because sometimes they will walk in places, or they seem to be in places that they're impossibility to be to now. But when you check back on the history of the planet of wherever it was, then there was a roadway there or a walkway there. So that always interests me whether they are actually in our time continuum or whether they're still stuck in their time continuum, whether they cross over, whether we cross over. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think the whole thing about night and day, if someone's got activity, I think that the whole night, I mean, yourself, if you're in a dark room, no lights on, your own mind starts playing tricks with you. And you believe in things, you're seeing things, it doesn't happen. But if you've got the right equipment there, which will show you, your K2s, whatever, then there's something there because the electromagnetic is being disturbed, which causes it to go off. So, no, me personally, I don't think there's any. I just think that the whole nighttime thing is, okay, it's just for effect, I think. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? What's your view on it?
I agree with you. I think it's more atmosphere, and I think people go. Like say for instance, my favourite location, Greyfriars, right? You go to Greyfriars. I've been to Greyfriars hundreds of times. It's always there night. It doesn't change for me. But I think that if people go during the day, they're nice and calm and everything's nice. But if somebody goes at night time, they've got a feeling of dread because it's night time. And I think the media's got a lot to blame for it as well, especially like say horror films and stuff. Everything seems to happen at night time, And so I think people have been imprinted in people's brains that ghosts are only active at night. If you go at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're on a break. You don't get nothing. But I feel if a place is active, that it's active 24/7. Spirits don't take
That's right.
a day off.
No,
So there's nighttime is special for effect.
Yeah, and as I said to you, we don't know what time continuum these entities are in. I mean, if we don't know whether they're seeing it in daylight or nighttime, it all depends. That's beyond us. We'll never understand that. We haven't got the ability to. So as you say, somewhere it's active. I think the only thing that sometimes good about the night things is, which again sometimes I'm skeptical, is orbs with the beginning of a manifestation. I don't know. Sometimes there's all excuses for that. I don't know, but obviously at the night time, it's purely for the theatrical side of things. But as I say, obviously you don't see all the time. You just don't see them. So I don't know. I agree with you.
Nighttime is better, for like picking up, as you say, orbs, things like that. Things that you probably wouldn't pick up during the day. So for that. But as you say, spirit time wise, I believe that spirit doesn't have any time. They don't say, well, night time, so we'll go somewhere else. To them, it's just a continuation, day or night. There's no difference to.
Well, you've got to remember, too, you'll have spirits that have maybe died terribly, right? And they're stuck in a loop. They might be stuck in an hour loop at night or an hour loop during the day. And they just repeat it over and over again forever.
That's right. That's very right. Very right.
Do you have a particular piece of gear that you tend to favour, above anything else? Do you have a favourite, basically, a favourite piece of equipment that you use?
I think we use the K2 is a big thing. The K2 meter, we use that a lot. I mean,
The necrophonic.
Yeah, and we've got that again. We've got the necrophonic app, which was used by a lot of paranormal in America as well.
We use that as well.
The necrophonic thing, I'm very skeptical about. I mean, people say, "Oh, they've said that," you hear, and I don't hear it. I'll be honest with you. There's a few things I hear, but a K2 meter is the one for us, and we've got these balls that we can put in places to flash if there's electromagnetic and it goes past it. And it will emit a beep. So there's anything, obviously if we're in one place, we need like a that will always be covered or this you put on the floor. What's that?
That's one of the cat one.
Have you got one there?
The pet balls.
That's them.
Yeah.
That's we're keeping them away from the cats, mind you. We don't see them again. We've got two kittens, and so we need to keep all our stuff away because one of them's got a passion for chewing wires. He's chewed through about 4 sets of headphones and stuff. So these puppies are kept well out the road, as normal. You know what I mean? To see anybody like starting out. Sorry, Chris. There you go.
I was just going to say those bunkers. If you want to find them, they're below Dover Castle, and seemingly there's miles of tunnels. All you need to search is Dover Castle, and you'll find it. Just thought I did that's right.
Dover Castle.
I found it.
Nice, yeah. Because we're due off on the road trip in the next couple of weeks, aren't we? So that's exactly where we're going to go. Yeah. Yeah, we are going to go. We're going to go one this week, but everything went wrong. The car broke down.
I know I was on one of your lines a few weeks ago and I asked you about Edinburgh and what have you. And you said at some point in the future you were home to do Edinburgh. We only found out last week that you're not allowed to do investigations in Greyfriars anymore. So I know you're not coming, in the near future, but it's just a wee heads up. Greyfriars is a no-no for investigations. You're still allowed in video, to walk about the council of stopped any investigations in the churchyard or in the actual prison itself. So that's unfortunate because it's my favourite location. But see anybody wanting to start out, in the ghost hunting business, what do you think the best way to start out? Do you think they're better to go with somebody who's got experience, or do you think they're better to, try it yourself, a couple of friends or whatever? What would you say anybody that's maybe thinking of starting out?
Me personally, I think that I'd agree with you on this one. Would be to go with someone who's had experience, because of the pitfalls, of the dangers, the physical side of things. Because some of these places that you go to, these locations are completely rotted. They're ransacked. A person who's not been used to this will not understand that you stand on a floor and it starts to squelch or move. Don't go any further. It will go through.
Yeah.
Somebody who's never done it before will walk through. You might end up going through a floor. You go to places you don't realise what looking to make sure that structurally okay. We always say if we're going anywhere, we go during the daytime to wreck it, because I wouldn't even be stupid enough to go into a building I've been to before of a night with just a torch, because it's that many pitfalls. You can go down so many holes into basements, and oh no. So I think on that side of things, go with someone, and plus the fact the whole procedure of what to do is go with someone who's had a bit of experience as well, someone who can put them at rest. I mean, we went with someone the other week, and we had to go through a little bit of country park, and because there's movements in the bushes, which is it's animal life. We were out in the middle of nowhere. They were worried. So I wouldn't like anyone to go out there and breathe over something that is nothing. If you're gonna go the first couple of times with someone who's been around a while. It doesn't have to be anything special, but I think that's for your own safety as well. And plus, the whole other thing that I find amazing is people who are not used to this walk in and to a place that's got activity, and they'll start using the Ouija board, and they have a fucking clue what they're doing. And I find that amazing as well. And I try and put out on that. Again, not so much for what it is. It's the fact that a lot of people make it. They will push themselves, or they'll push if someone else is there, and answers will come. And again, it can frighten the life out of people from unnecessarily. And again, it can open up portals. It's how it's done. If it's done properly, it's done correctly. So I think that's another thing as well. I don't think you should go out there who's not savvy, and at least how paranormal works to a degree, and start messing around with it, because you can become mighty unstuck very, very quickly and end up with a shitload of fucking hate on your hands. So, I think you should go with someone. I really do, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
yeah,
I do. Yeah, that was just when you mentioned the Ouija board. That was going to be my next. I was going to ask your opinion on the Ouija board, and also, do you think the media? We spoke about social media, but see the media in general. Do you think it paranormal world or helps it? With all these different ghost shows that are, especially like the Amazon Prime, stuff like that. There's loads of them on there. So do you think the media has a big influence on maybe the younger people these days who maybe want to get into it? If that makes sense.
I think the media don't help anyone with anything at the moment. So I'll be honest with you, I've got a real bad thing on the media. I don't agree with it. They hide a lot. And I think the way it's reported by the mainstream media, if there is such a thing now as mainstream media, it belittles what we do, I think. And a lot of young ones watching it are just looking at the joke. I think the young ones who are going to come after us, well, especially maybe, obviously, Red got a lot more years than me. She's got 20 odd years, 25 years, 26 years younger than me. And I think the younger generation are going to have to grow up on it. They're going to have to know someone or been around family who have done paranormal. I think the media at the minute, I mean, even watching films at the minute,
Kids haven't got a clue.
No, and to be fair, at the moment, I think everyone's being groomed over this apocalyptical side of things. I don't think the paranormal comes at the moment. It's not widely seen on mainstream media. Obviously on YouTube, there's quite a large following, and it seems to get a liking. But that's all I think. I think unless we bring on the younger ones and they see that it is, I won't say enjoyable, not enjoyable, but there's something to it. I think this could possibly die out in the next 20 years, 30 years. I think it could be gone. I don't think many of us around then, I'll be honest with you. Unless it picks up and we can educate, I think that's what's going to happen. But I think there's too many other things going on in the world for the young to worry about paranormal. That's the problem, I think, as well.
Yeah.
I think the media has got a lot to answer in the respect that well, a lot of young ones will watch maybe horror films, you know, and there'll be Ouija boards and all that sort of shit in it, and so they'll go and try it. As you say. So,
Mind I tell you, Scott, about last year, I was walking through there's an old cemetery in my village, and I was walking through it, and what did I see? Lo and behold, 4 children, Ouija board, top of the tombstone. And
no,
the oldest one was about 12.
Fucking crazy.
But
Jesus.
These young ones, they might be sitting in a mate's house on a Friday night, and they've had a few beers, what have you, and they think, oh, you know what? I was watching a horror film last night. Let's go and try it. Let's go down to a graveyard and try and call some spirits and what have you. And that's just where the trouble. That's just when the trouble starts. So I think the media's got a lot to do with the way they influence, especially the young people, and especially after they've had I'm not putting drink down. I'm not an anti-drink person, but especially if they've had a few beers in their mate's house on a Friday night, and they've maybe watched The Exorcist the night before or something, and they'll say, right, let's go and try it. Let's pop up a graveyard and see if we can get hold of somebody. And that's when the real sort of problems begin. What you think, Chris? You think the same?
It's I ken folk that have been to the graveyard after the pub, and that's what they've went to do. They've went to play the Ouija board, and I've told them, I says, listen, you do that, you get an attachment. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know. I'll be fine. And then see after that, they have nothing but bad luck, and they regret it. I've never touched the Ouija board, right? I will never touch it. Nobody could pay me enough money to touch it. I can tell you that now.
No, I've never. I've known people that tampered with and all the rest, and they say to me, "Do you want a shot?" And that, no, get that fuck away from me. I'm not interested. Because you don't know what you're opening up. You don't know what you're bringing through, or what can attach itself to you. Just you just don't know. And I just think, why take the risk? I mean, there's very little scares me, but like I say, the Ouija board, I just wouldn't take the chance with it. I don't know anything about them, to be honest, but with what I've read and I've watched on TV, etc., no, I would, stay well away from them.
Never touch one. Never.
Have you ever had anything follow you home? Feel like, you brought something home with you? For one of your investigations?
No, I can't.
No, we haven't.
I've never felt that. No, I must be honest, I haven't. No, I think because we have a ritual anyway. When we leave a place, whether we've had activity or not, we always address it. We'll always say, like, if there is anyone who's been there, listen, thanks for having us. If you've not been there, blah blah. We've always been nice to the fact that we've never seen a reason for anyone to actually to follow us. So I can't say I've felt it.
No,
I can't say I've no. I can't say I've really no. Once you leave a location, I didn't stay. I mean, it's like the whole graveyard thing. I don't know if you agree, but what people don't understand about graveyards are a centre for attraction for like that. But at the end of the day, by the time what's left of you, which is basically a slab of meat and bone, is put into the ground. Well, it's not you anyway. Your soul or whatever is long gone. It's been gone many, many weeks. And I find that the graveyards really, I've had very little stuff in the graveyard, apart from saying I'm that thing as a kid. And that turned out because what had happened is the fellow who died, his wife had gone there a couple of weeks later, couldn't handle it. She actually committed suicide at the grave. So that's where that came from. But where people get confused, they think, oh, graveyard, and to me, the way I look at it, well, wherever they've died or wherever they've been in a residual, that's where the activity is going to be, not at the graveyard, because to me, that's just the final resting place for the outer carcass, not the soul, not the inner, nothing. So I tell people, that I wouldn't even bother going to the graveyard because I think it's pointless. Unless there's been an act at the, well.
When we did it the other week.
Yeah. I mean, the one we did up there, that was in Wales, that was in a band, but there was a lot of, there's more to that, wasn't there? Yeah. One that we did the other day, the one in Wales, the abandoned one. What was coming through wasn't even our language. So I didn't know whether it was Welsh because we didn't know Wales, it was Welsh speaking, or whether it was, I got to think it's French, to be honest with you. Because there was a pirate who was buried there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
We never found this pirate buried there. But again, it seemed to be the NCs that were there were more crowds than single. So whether I put it down to whether it's like when people have been there, mass when someone has gone, I don't know. But I do think that the majority of graveyards, the new sort of graves, I would say, that have been going to maybe 100 years or so. I'm not having it, no, I don't have it. But I think obviously in these remote ones, like the likes of Wales, or you'll have it up in Scotland as well. Back in the day, witches were tortured in places like this, and they were hung there and dipped around these places because that's what people believed. You set on fire there, that sort of thing. The older ones do have a history, but the new ones, no, I'm not having it.
There's actually graves near me, and I've still to take Scott there, but it's too bad weather the now, and they're called suicide graves. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the 1800s, if you committed suicide, you weren't worthy to be buried in the graveyards, so they buried you somewhere else. And there's just a couple just up for me on the side of the hill, and that's what you weren't. If you committed suicide, you weren't worthy to be buried in the Christian graveyard. And those places will be interesting.
So what they believe back then.
Aye.
I mean, I've watched many investigations on YouTube and what have you. And you get these investigators that like to try and antagonise spirits, try to slag them off, try to provoke them for what that's the word I was looking for. What do you think about that? I mean, I'm totally against it. I'll be honest with you. I don't, to me, respect's a major thing when you talk to spirits. They were all people once,
Yeah, the way I look at it, as you said before, it's like a loop, isn't it? The point that they've actually passed on from this earth, or the event up to it. A replay.
At the end of the day, we're against provoke, aren't we?
I mean, can you provoke them? I don't know. Are they able to be provoked? I mean, at the end of the day, they're living their time and time again. Can you provoke them? Can you take their whole thing away from what they're doing? I don't know. I mean, I know the poltergeist, again, I always do this with poltergeist,
that's basically what you're provoking,
the moves around. They're moving stuff around for you. So, I mean, if you've got a particularly nasty entity or one that's obviously not happy where they are or why they're there, then they're going to do it anyway. But I think someone who's just in a loop, that loop system, they live. Yeah, I'll be honest with you,
You
I've
think it
called
would-
out stuff before now, and I've got to be honest, I have called it out and I've got nothing back.
Aye, but
So,
say for
I don't
instance,
know.
there is a violent spirit, and it's been
Yeah.
documented that there's a violent spirit there, and then the word gets out, oh, aye, that house is definitely haunted. Oh, it's got a terrible spirit in it, and then they start threatening that. Again, it can't harm them because they're dead already, but it might take offence, and it might think, I'm coming to visit you tonight. What do you think?
You kind of pissed them off, sort of thing.
Aye, piss them off.
Yeah, it's like 30 East Drive is another one. That's a very interesting
Aye.
place. That I want to go there as well.
I'd like to
I
go
want to go
there.
to there.
Black Monk,
Yeah, definitely want to go to 30 East Drive because that's highly documented that over the years. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but when I say I've called them out before, I've been in places where you don't. One minute they seem to want to integrate you, then they don't. Then they do. And I've said to them at times, well, look, I'm here. Come through me, use me. I put my hands up, go to have me. It's never happened. So I don't know. I wouldn't like to say yes or no there because no, my luck, the next place to go to,
Yeah.
I'll end up something got all over me. So the jury's out on that one, shall we say?
East Drive, I watched Paranormal Lockdown do an investigation in there, Nick Croft and Katrina Wildman, and it was really good. I'd like to go to East Drive. As I say, they were on there's countless places all over Britain, and I think a lot of people think you just need to go to a castle or a graveyard, or a forest.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people don't realise that anywhere could be haunted. Your doctor's surgery could be haunted. It's not necessarily building. Sometimes it's the land. I mean, you could have a medical centre, and 100 years before that was there was an old cottage that an old woman lived in.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's sports centres, swimming pools. There's count the list is endless, really, and that's just in the UK. But I would like to go to East Drive. I think that'd be a really
Oh, aye.
interesting one to go to.
Yeah.
We're planning on going down to the A75. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I just forgot the name of it.
Is that the road they down the Carlisle?
Kinmount Street.
Aye.
Kinmount Street, aye. That's reported to be the most haunted road in Scotland, this one particular stretch of that. So we're planning, hopefully in the next week or two, to get down there. It's a place I've always wanted to get down. So it's just a stretch of road with a lay-by. That's it. There's nothing fancy, but it's meant to be really, really active.
I'm terrible.
So
I'm terrible.
that again?
I'm terrible. What's that?
Whereabouts was that again? Where was it?
There's some death, Scott.
It's called
The Kinmount Street.
It's the
Where's that?
A75. It takes you from, Dumfries, the Freeshire. As you come up the M6,
Well,
you come up the M6.
I don't.
It's
Nice.
wait a minute.
So I
I'll
won't
look
go
it
there.
up.
I'm going to call that. Sam, I'm coming up to Spring anyway because as a kid I used to spend in Loch Lomond and I went there as a visit anyway. So I'm going to come to Scotland next spring. Actually.
As you come up the M6 near the border,
Sorry?
see the cut off and it says A75. It'll say Stranraer and Dumfries. That's the road you take, and it's just you'll pass a wee village called Annan, and it's then you go to another place called Carruthers. It's just after Carruthers that there's this particular straight a road. It's really easy to find. It's more or less. I mean, usually will be
I'll
straight
post
on the
it.
M6 to Liverpool, I imagine.
I'll post the link in the chat. And
Yeah.
all you need to do is click it. All right. To
Great.
this place.
Yeah. Okay, great.
And you just take the car off the motorway onto the A75 and you just follow it and it takes you straight to it. I'm
There you
looking
go.
forward to doing that. So have we got a big road trip planned for the spring?
That was the first one. That was the first one I could find. It was BBC News, but It'll take you to.
That's what we're looking at now on BBC News. Yeah, we're just looking at that now. Yeah, the picture's black and white. It's a black and white picture.
That's up. That's up.
So, yeah.
Yep. We're planning to do that soon, like Scott said.
Yeah, be interesting that, like. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll read that.
Oh.
So anyway, just before we go, what do you think the show most haunted?
Sorry?
He said, "What do you think you most haunted?"
What just before, like, what did you actually think of most haunted the show with? Yeah.
You want my honest opinion? Crap.
Most haunted.
Go on.
I used to watch it years ago.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I used to watch all the
Yeah.
time. But then after they got exposed,
Yeah.
with the Bodum jail, and then I think we used to try. There was a few things on YouTube with Carol. He got caught throwing a knife onto the bed, and then he supposedly gets pulled up the stairs. After that, no, it was just, to me, it was just all fake. That's my opinion. I don't know what you think here. I'm not a fan.
I'm the same. When it first came out, I enjoyed it, but as you say, just I know someone was actually on it. You see, they explained how it was done, and they said that one of the rooms that they put somebody in, they did it in the dark, but they let all the domesticated rats out. So when you see people go and jumping back, it's because they let domesticated rats running towards them. So people go and they cut it, and they say, "Oh, they've just seen this." And there was many second most times that he did it. And to be honest with you, I couldn't stand the best field and shouting in the end. They're fucking screaming went through me in the end, the best field.
The other thing about her is our most favourite question was, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" That's all she would ever say. "Did you hear that?" And it got my nerves just her saying that.
Have you ever seen the episode? Have you ever seen talking about Derek Acora again? Have you ever seen the episode where he gets possessed by a monkey ghost?
Yeah.
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 Oh God. Oh dear.
God rest his soul, but yeah.
I'll see if I can find it and send it to you, Scott.
I hunted for that one after you told me, and I can't find it. The one, have you saw the one at East Street where Carol gets pulled up the stairs?
The what? Sorry, stop.
The YouTube clip when Most Haunted investigating East Street. There's a bit in it where he gets pulled up the stairs, standing at the top of the stairs, taking a rest or whatever he's meant to be doing, and he just suddenly gets pulled up the stairs.
Yeah, and you see the rope round him when they pull the rope. Is that the one you're on about?
Aye.
The rope down and pulling. Yeah. You see him? Have you seen it? Yeah. He put it out and he pulled Carl. He goes, "Oh!" Yeah, yeah. Oh dear.
There's another one for East Street where Carol walks into a bedroom, but I think they must have forgot they were being filmed, because as he walks into the bedroom, you can see his hand going up his right sleeve, and then his body motion show that he's throwing something, and then a couple of seconds later, he's standing beside the bed, and he starts shouting, "Oh wow, wow, wow!" and he finds a knife on the bed. But he's always in there.
Yes,
he's a really one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? Jesus. It's absolutely pathetic.
The knife, yeah, just appears. Yeah, oh dear, terrible. No wonder fucking Carl's gone great. So, Jesus.
I mean, mind you, they're into they must be into the 15th, 16th season. No, they've been going for.
Well, they've got their own channel. They've got their own channel on YouTube now. They're still doing it. It's not as big as it was, but they're still doing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
We sometimes watch it just have a laugh. Not now. It's just.
There's only so much that you can watch though, because of that effect screen.
Sarah will tell you, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll stick it on just to cheer myself up, you know. Have you ever heard of Ghost Dimensions? You ever watched that one? That's on Amazon.
No,
Ghost
can't
Dimension,
see.
yeah,
Dimensions.
but I don't click Ghost Dimension, yeah.
Is that YouTube, is it?
No, Amazon Prime.
We just got that, haven't we, as well?
Yeah.
Just got that.
I
Give
like
that a
watching
watch.
what's it called? Purgatory Paranormal, is it?
Crazy Paranormal, yeah.
That one.
There are a few out
we
there
like-
that we like, isn't there?
Yeah.
What do you think of Zach Bagans? Ghost Adventurers? Would you
Zach
say he's real?
Bagan's load of shit.
Aye.
No.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like watching him, to be honest. He's just false. That's Zach Bagan. With the black hair.
Oh, yeah. No, shit.
Aye, Ghost Adventurers.
Big guy.
I used to watch them as well years and years ago. And then I think as well, you know, you start off watching these programs, you know, like Ghost Adventures, Most Haunted, and you believe it, you know, because it's new, it's a new thing. But I think the more you get into the paranormal and the more you study it and watch, you know, like real documentaries on it, I think that's when the penny starts to drop with some of these programs, and you think, no, that doesn't look, you know.
Yeah.
When you start to look at the real stuff, that's when these like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Dimensions, you sit back and think, honestly, I used to watch Ghost Haunted. I was a fan. I was a major Derek Horror fan.
I never liked them. I never liked them.
I did at one point, but now when I watched it, I'm buzzing.
That's
Um,
it. I think it's Sarah. There you go.
As I say. But as I say, I was a big fan years ago, but now, see, now when I watch it, the cat.
The cat.
The cats are chewing my bloody wires. That's what the noise was, because I'm trying to show my feet, sitting down at my feet chewing on my wires.
Or they're
Chuck
a pain
them
in the
outside,
arse.
what them what all about.
One's 4 or 5 months, and the other one's 3 months, and 5, 2 kids. You know what I mean? It's fucking looking after 2 wains. Unbelievable. But as I say, when I sit and watch Most Haunted now, and you think, how the fuck did I believe that all the years ago? Why did I waste all the hours sitting believing it?
Yeah. Did the same, yeah.
Yeah. We fell for it, didn't we?
All the live specials, you'd sit and watch it. Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Since
then
I
you watch-
started doing, since I started doing this stuff, I've not watched Ghost Adventures or something. I just watch YouTube. It's fucking
Yeah,
awful.
no. We're like
We
that.
watch the odd to receive.
Yeah. It's pretty really we watch. Like, we watch YouTube, don't we?
YouTube's the main thing, yeah.
But see, we don't watch a lot of TV, do we, Sarah?
There should be something.
Nope.
No, I can't remember the last time I watched an actual TV program. It's always YouTube or Now TV Prime or, you know, whatever. I tell a lie, the last time was 2 weeks ago when I watched the Grand Prix. That was the last time. But other than that, no watching television. So Chris, have you got any more questions? Anything you'd like to ask her?
I think I've already kind of asked some stuff. I mean, I love exploring, but I don't reckon the only ghost hunting stuff I did was Scott and Juna. That's Drew's paranormal vlog, and I love exploring. There's a lot of coal mines where I am, and there's Lead Hills, one of the biggest lead manufacturers. You ever heard of Lead Hills?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I go and look, and there's a lot of old mine shaft, and it's how you said about you should always go during the day, and it's very true, because you could walk through the wood and all of a sudden you could find a mine shaft.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly, there you go, yeah.
You do that at night, and you turn round at your pal. You know, yeah.
He's doing a mind
And
trap.
you're easy killed doing that. You're down 100 100-foot man shaft. You're a dead person. That's it. You're gone. It's over.
Mm.
Try to always best to do it in the daytime, no matter what.
But then again, you could always come back and go on someone else's paranormal channel as a ghost later on.
That's true. Would you have a look at the chat? If anybody in the chat's got any questions for you, is that all right, guys? If we just see if anybody in the chat's got anything they'd like to ask you.
Brilliant, yeah,
That's fine.
fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. I've got to go soon.
cool.
I'm going to the gym anyway. I'm set in half an hour, so I'm all good. Yeah, been enjoyable to speak to you, and I hope that we can all meet up sometime and do a little do somewhere together. It'd be interesting. That
It would be.
interesting. We're
What's that?
we've
Does anyone
plans
like?
to head to Wales.
I was. Wait, when you
we
go,
just-
Scott?
I don't know. You broke up then, Scott.
You breaking up, Scott?
Breaking up again. Am I still
Yep.
breaking up?
You're all right now. No, you're fine now.
Just before lockdown, we had plans to go down to Wales. We friends down in Wales going to go down and investigate. But then, you know, everything happened. So we're still hoping to get down that way. But, you know, as I say, on the way down, we can certainly stop off. Because we're going to go and see Dobby as well.
Yeah, if you come down to Wales, we'll come up because we're literally just south of it, literally just south of Wales. So we'll just go up and shoot. Yeah, that's not a problem. No.
Yeah.
I think
Are you planning
I think
to
in
North
quite
or South Wales?
Chepstow, South Wales. Yeah, it's just
South Wales,
inside
yeah.
Wales. Chepstow. So we're looking forward to that. But I think if we all go together and do it a live, I think that'd be amazing. I think that'd be really good.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
You can wear your mask.
Definitely.
It's all right. You can keep them on. You don't need to take
I
them
want
off.
that basket he's got. That's a really nice basket. I'm going as soon as after the show, I'm going on to Amazon.
Yeah. The problem that we have got at the minute is YouTube, if you don't put your proper profile picture up, are gonna take your account down because of wrong and nonsense and what have you. So we might have to do away with the mask yet. We don't know. We're hoping not to, but if YouTube pick up on us and say we have to put our own face on profile, then we don't know. We'll readdress it when it happens, but until then, we're keeping them on, staying on.
Mary, we can't see the chat, honey. We can see the chat here. So if anyone wants to ask questions, feel free. We can see it. And I'm looking at it as well on my phone. So if anyone wants to ask questions, we can.
Yep, guys, anybody got any questions? Then fire away. Drop your links as well, remember, and drop your channels in.
I've been dropping them all night. Everybody's.
I'm just looking through the comments.
Thanks very much, Agent Darkness, Chris, for dropping our links.
No problem.
Our link.
No problem.
Yeah, cheers for that.
The wedding is on live again.
Sorry?
When are we going
Wedding
live
is
again?
live.
Where are we now? Wednesday? Yeah. Be Friday night.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll be certainly in having a wee watch at that. I've not seen any questions for you here, guys. I think we've covered about everything, really. I know I've asked you everything that I wanted to ask you, you know what I mean? Chris or Sarah, I don't know if you've any.
Sarah?
Nope.
I just wanted to tell you.
Thanks very much, Luna. Thanks very much. I always call her Luna. It's much appreciated for that.
Would you guys like to come on my show one night with me and Scott?
No, Chris, you're not stealing them.
How? You can come on tea.
I think Chris. Did you just say you want us to go into your Chris?
Aye, one night. I'm live on Friday, but that's my conspiracy night. I'm getting a guy on.
Just let us know at the time when we come up.
Perfect.
Just let us know, mate. We'll come up, yeah. Not a problem.
Sarah, you're not stealing them.
I'll send you
Terrible,
some free
Christopher.
stickers. I'll send you some of my free stickers that I got from my friends. You know.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Nice. And on that case, then we'll love you and leave you and say thank you very much. Had a great night.
Yeah, thanks for having
We'll
us.
catch you all soon.
Thanks very
Thanks
much
for coming.
along. Talk soon and stay safe. To
Thanks for having
all
us.
the best, guys.
Just
Thank
remember,
you.
people, just remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, be safe out there. Take it easy to that.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
You're doing well.
Scott,
with
what happened to
subscribers.
Eddie? I thought Eddie was meant to be coming up.
I've hardly seen the comment.
Your subscribers have went up. Have you
Have
seen?
they?
You're
I've
up to
not-
104.
We're up. What?
104.
No way.
Nobody gives something away. Thank you
Just
very
that
much,
button.
everybody.
Look,
I
104.
can't read that. I can't see that. I can't read that. I'll look at the.
Oh yeah.
104.
My God. Thank you, everybody.
That
So
means
what's
a
the
lot.
free
It does.
gift?
That's it. Well, we've actually got it because this morning we were sitting about 82, 83, I think, something like that. It was 82 or 80%, so we weren't expecting it to leap up 22, 21, 22. So we will have a free gift. There's Legacy in. Hi Legacy, good to see you. Hope you're well. I'll let Sarah explain that a bit.
We were going to give away a Paranormal and History Team hoodie, which we don't even have yet. We don't even have them yet because we thought we've got enough time before we get to 100. But obviously,
no, you're not to give away.
it's
terrible.
No, we will still give it away.
No.
It'll just.
Give it away. We will stick to others. See, we just didn't expect to leap up that much in one night. That's I'm speechless, guys. I really am. It's totally amazing. Absolutely amazing. It means a lot to Sarah and I. Everybody follows us. You know what I mean?
Don't worry. This time next year you'll be 105.
Oh, shut up, you.
I was joking. In fact, it was this morning I was joking with Eddie.
Toby, will you move?
When you giving away? There you go. There's Shrimp Shack
700
asking.
subscribers. 700. 700 subscribers, guys. I'm giving them away. I'm giving the book. I'm just getting the book now to show you. 700 subscribers.
Scott, come and get these two right now.
I'm busy.
Guys,
I'm busy.
if you
Who these
subscribe
are
to my
before me in a
channel,
colour was.
700 subscribers.
Before my
And it goes
colour,
to a
what's
lucky
your
person.
colour?
Hatchie, the hoodie will be black with the white Paranormal and History logo.
If anybody's want to come up on the panel, they're totally welcome. Sarah can drop the link in and you can come up.
Also figured.
I can try.
But they're a nice couple. Stranger Things. I've watched quite a lot of their lives, and I think it's a great gimmick with the match. Or they're exploring Stranger Things. Who cares? Who's that?
Wait till you see what I've got for. Wait till you see what I've got for Saturday or Friday or Saturday night as a hat. Trust me, you'll be rolling about in mad laughter.
But
Well, Scott's got a wee surprise for one night as well.
And howdy, Sheriff. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in.
What
Everybody
topic?
All being here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for coming in, Stranger Things. It was great having you, and thoroughly enjoyed chatting to you. it was brilliant, and just we will organise something so we can do an investigation together. I think that'd be pretty amazing. Legacy's asking what's the topic. The topic, Legacy, would exploring Stranger Things for an interview, and no, it's just general chit chat, basically. I don't think we've got another topic, have we? Just general chit chat.
Unless Legacy wants to come up and we can ask them some questions.
Indeed, anybody's welcome to come up. I want to know about this hat that Chris is talking about first.
I can't tell you.
It's not another tinfoil hat.
No, it's not a tinfoil hat. I'll give a clue, right? But you're not allowed to tell. If you think what it is, right, you're not allowed to tell them what it is, because then it'll spell the surprise. Have you ever seen red hair and a Scottish hat?
Oh, well,
is it the thing that you sent me weeks and weeks ago?
You know, I might be wrong here, right? I might be way wrong what I'm saying, but I think a lot of people's going to get it.
Hey.
I could be wrong. I think you may get some guesses in the comments.
Why, hello there, Legacy.
We'll get something sorted out, Stranger Things, definitely. Hey, Legacy, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
How's the health?
Getting there. The good thing is, instead of waiting 24 bloody months for an ADHD assessment, I'm getting one next week.
Well, that's good.
Day.
Oh, that's good then.
But I mean, to be honest, yeah. I mean, it's all going good. I mean, obviously, if people saw the last that I uploaded, minus the unboxing of the new parasensor I've got, which is beyond awesome. Obviously, it's like I said, I just want everyone to be cool and everyone get on and no more BS. That's pretty much what I'm aiming for. Because it has been a rough week.
That's what we're here for. You know, we're on the same. You know, we're on the same family, basically.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are people out there that like to stir the pot, as you say, you know, and you're always going to get them. But I mean, everybody here tonight, I've got genuine people in the chat, you know, and that's the way it should be. I mean, we're not always going to agree, as I've said before, 100% of the time. No way, because the world's just not like that.
No, it's not.
You know, we get along the best we can because we're all doing something we love, you know. Apart from when Chris starts his faces and whatnot.
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, that's what it is. And I mean, I think, you know, in talking to different people, so, you know, I talk to Dave and Lexi a lot from sort of DNA, and even they says, look, you know, it happens a second hit something specific. You know, you get some people like themselves, obviously, and like Chris is like, and all of that are very, you know, congratulations, worked hard for it, you know. But then you've got some that just get really negative, and it's just like, well, there's no need for it. You know, where I'm really pushing more for positivity in life and sort of people working together, coming together, teaming up together. You know, it's like I've said 1,001 times, I couldn't care less if there's a paranormal channel out there, you know, by us or not far from us or whatever. They could have 10 subs or 100,000 subs. I'd still would team up with them any day and go and meet up and go and do an investigation together and stuff like that. Because, you know, it was all about equalities and sort of the equalness that people can have. Unfortunately, due to, obviously I won't go into too much, but due to unforeseen circumstances over the last couple of weeks, which you've probably heard about, that didn't quite work out. So obviously I had to take a bit of a step back. I did have to take a bit of a step back and compose myself and think, right, what am I doing next? So yeah, we've got something good. We're going back, hopefully going back to that tunnel this Saturday. That
Well,
tunnel,
the main thing is, the main thing is you're back. You're getting back on your feet. Might be a slow process, but you're in the right direction. That's the
exactly.
main thing. It could take weeks, months, whatever, but you're heading in the right direction.
Exactly. I think this is it. But I must admit, there's still one of, I think it's one of yours, Chris, that really got stuck in my head. It's the forest where you got the mines.
The forest, the mines.
You was walking your dog through that forest a bit, and you said where you got all the open mines and stuff.
Oh right, aye, that's just up the hill from me.
Where he was in his car.
No, that's the other one where I take the car because it's an old coal mine.
I'd kill for that. I'd kill to get out. So obviously over where we are, yeah, don't get me wrong, we're sort of popular for the mining industry, but all of them have been blocked up. All of them have been boarded up. You can't get in any of them. It's like,
no, you can get them in here if you know where to go.
No,
but
yeah,
that's the problem. You don't want kids to find out because
you
don't want to be responsible for somebody finding and breaking their neck.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I can imagine that it's quite dangerous and treacherous around those areas. But no, it's like I said, I really enjoyed that video because I think it wasn't just because of what could potentially be there paranormal wise, but also because I have this thing with the outdoors. I'm not a city person. I don't like city. I prefer just going into some woods or a forest or just the countryside and just walk and walk and walk and just soak it all up, and to see that video, your dog going nuts and running around everywhere. I don't know. It's one of those videos. It cheers me up. It cheers me up. It's a good job with that one because that really sort of cheered me up and gave me a little bit of a smile on my face when I was feeling a bit naff. So I'd definitely love to see more of that.
Well, Chris loves
one tomorrow. It's to be terrible heavy rain till Friday, but I think Saturday's to be nice, so I might get I'll go up to the waterfall again and
cool.
The wildflowers, stuff like that.
Well, you're full of good news, aren't you? To be heavy rain. I mean,
we live in Scotland. We live in United.
It stays dry, right? It stays dry until 5 to 3. I need to go and pick the 2 kids up for school, and then it starts pissing with rain.
Can you say that word?
Usually happens that way, yeah.
Hello, Drew. That's a taboo word, that. I mean,
what's a taboo word?
I'm not saying it because it's taboo. I'm not saying it because I'll need to go and dig out my Bible if I say it. No chance. You said the P word. P-I,
Goodbye. He forgets I'll get that power.
That was it, yeah.
Okay, he's back.
But no,
Scott, you don't need to come through.
And you forget I'm just in the next fucking room, don't you? No, I mean,
you take the cats back here this time.
Oh, you keep on cutting me out.
I put you back in.
There is some interesting places. I mean, the coal mines are interesting. I mean, I love looking down them.
Oh.
I mean, the one up the back for me, it was one of the deepest mines in Scotland at one point. I think it's 960 feet drop. But I've had some of them filled in because they were just too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they've done that so much up here. I mean, it's like I said, if you go to like the Black Country Museum, they've got sort of like a fake one that you can go into, and where they've recreated the depth and the height and everything. But it's just not the same. I'd love to get my hands on a proper mine where I can walk around. But again, thanks, Drew. But yeah, so it's just that thought of if there was sort of cave-ins, then what's it going to be like now? Bearing in mind, the sort of time and everything else has took over. Wood rot, the structures were rot.
Well, there's people in my village that were killed in a mining accident and they couldn't find them, so they just left them where they were.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this is what I'm saying.
So
Because I mean, the tunnel that we briefly did on both mine and Sue's channel, it actually, believe it or not, there is no outdoorsy bit. You actually, as soon as you hit that tunnel entrance to the tunnel exit, it takes 56 minutes to walk through the length of it. I think wasn't it something like one of the longest canal tunnels around it?
Scott, come get him. He's chewing all these wires.
Oh dear. Are you having a cat or a dog problem?
A cat.
Oh god.
Drew, if you want to come up in the panel, then feel free, my dear. I'm just going to get myself a couple of kittens. So I'll be back in about 2 hours.
Misty says. She says hi. But yeah, so like I said, it takes 56 minutes literally to go from one end to the other.
It's only Kobe. He's done there.
When we'd actually got as far as me and the two kids, that was only
I don't know. She's fine.
100
I think she's in the kitchen.
I'm still listening to you, man.
And I think, if I remember correctly,
There's actually
it's just ridiculous.
there's a place near me. It's only like 6 miles from there, and it's famous for the lead, mining lead. You can look it up if you want. It's called the Lead Mining Museum, and it's the highest village in Scotland. And I kid you not, every 500 yards along the road there's a mine shaft.
You're welcome, Drew.
You can go anywhere you want.
Well, this is how this works, because this originally was the main thoroughfare for the sort of mining community, because it was the one that connected sort of Netherton to the main Dudley town centre. And literally, if you go on Google Maps and type in Netherton Tunnel, and you go onto the satellite imagery, you can actually see all the massive air vents that go along it. I think there's about 5 or 6 massive air vents that travel the length of what this canal is, this tunnel. But what we experienced that night,
I don't know.
How did you get out of there? Can you?
because we know that there's a
How did you get out
spirit of.
I'm listening. I can hear.
We know that there's a spirit of a police officer there, because he was killed back in the 1800s. And he was only in his 12, which was quite heartbreaking. There was also caving where only 15 of the actual miners got out unscathed. But also, back in those days, you'd have kids in there as well. So, unfortunately, there's a few fatalities that involve children. Now, when obviously there was me and the 2 eldest with me in the tunnel, we carried on as we was going along, doing a bit of EVP sessions, all of this sort of stuff, and whatever. Next thing you know, I think it was Fire turned around and told our Jack to turn it off. Which is like, we're both turn it off. So we turned it off, and then literally the next thing you know, all 3 of us could hear what sounded like kids. And bearing in mind, what time was it? What time was this been? Right? Yeah, it was about 11:30, 12 o'clock, give or take. And you can literally hear the sound of kids. And bearing in mind, it's 56 minutes to get from the entrance we was at all the way across to Dudley. I mean, it goes, I think it's like well over 1,000 meters, if not more. So we knew that there wouldn't have been anything. It was ridiculous. And then obviously we did a swap round, because there's an old mining building alongside one of the shaft. We did a swap round because obviously our Sue was up at that one and we was at the tunnel. Now we did the swap round. And what did you have? You were yeah, she had what sounded like walking towards her, or what sounded like old school police keys jingling. I'll tell you, that was insane. But the thing is, we only touched the entrance. So, like I said, it's only just under 100 meters, 30 to 100 meters in. So we are planning to go back on Saturday as long as weather permits, because it does get a bit sludgy around there.
What can they tunnel is it again? Can they tunnel is it?
It's a canal tunnel.
As I was
So
going to
basically,
say,
what
'cause
it
if it was
was,
coal, I was going to say,
oh,
if it's coal, you need to watch what you're doing.
no, it's just basically what it is. It's the main canal line. Now you got this main line that leads from. Oh, where is it now? In fact, it initially leads from Birmingham, doesn't it? Then it goes pretty much from Birmingham into Dudley, then into Netherton, and then back out here, there, and everywhere. But as far as I'm aware, going through sort of Google Maps and having a dabble and having a look around and a poke around, this was the main tunnel line between the Netherton mines and the Dudley mines. So what they do is transport goods backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the main goods run.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, in there, it's absolutely fantastic as well, because obviously with the moisture that comes down, you've got all that sort of line that grows on the wall, doesn't it? That beautiful white line. So we've got stalactites and all the, you know, is it stalactites or stalagmites? I don't know. Anyway, you got them hanging off the ceiling, you got it all down the wall and everything, and it looked absolutely stunning. But at the same time, like Misty had said, oh, she could hear it. Oh, that's brilliant, because I haven't actually looked back through the footage, because Misty's watched it and she could actually hear them. She heard what we heard. So, you know, to say that she heard it as well, I'm so pleased with that. But it's like I said, in some ways it's beautiful, but in other ways it is so creepy, because I turned all the flashlights off and I turned around and basically said, right, this is what we see if we had no light. And I tell you now, you wouldn't even see your hand in front of your face. It's that dark. You know, one of the things we know around
I've been doing mine.
don't use it on the night. Didn't like the 8 legs though. Don't be mean to the spiddies. It was only little babbas. There was only some cute little spiders.
The spiders. I've got a device that gets rid of them really good. It's called a slipper.
Oh, don't be mean. Don't be mean. I love me spiders.
You'll be saying something else and you're lying in your bed and you can feel something scurrying across you.
There's your pal up in the top left-hand corner there. She cannot stand spiders either. I hate them. You've never noticed how every spider, regardless of size, is a monster.
Oh, Hachi. Cool.
Every spider. It could be, hey Hachi. It could be the smallest spider in the world, but it's still classed as a monster. No, there's still there's a monster in that hole. It's a tiny wee black dot in the wall.
No, but Scott, that one that Pepper was fucking about in the hall a couple of weeks ago, that was a monster.
Aye, that was a Pepper made kind of short work of this spider. She was playing about with Sarah can't Sarah can't stand them. Whereas my son's petrified of spiders, I just grab them and chase. That's it. I mean,
I've got a new one being to me actually. I think you might know her actually. You know the one that has the spider channel on YouTube. Sophie.
I think so. I can't remember.
I think it's called Sophie's Tarantula or something. The video is absolutely fascinating. But she rescues them, stuff like that, because a lot of spider collectors, they really want perfection with them. You know, brilliant colours, all the legs and everything. Because you'd be surprised of how beautiful they can actually be. But she approached me as another collector and basically stated that she's got a salmon pink bird-eating spider, but it's only got 7 legs, so it's not exactly on the desirable scale. So I was like, yeah, no, I'll have that. I'll go for that. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if it's got 7 legs. It's not its fault. Because, what is it? It's a genetic disorder. They're actually classed as gimped because sometimes as they're sort of hatching through, a leg will break off. So that when they start to grow up, sometimes the leg don't grow back. So they're classed as gimps. It is a shame because especially when you're looking at a lot of the breeds that I go for, You're talking beautiful purple cut. I mean, the one I've got, the one that I've shown a lot on my channel, he's recently had a shed, and his colours have started to come out now. So he's got beautiful neon purples and blues mixed in with his fur, and it just looks absolutely stunning. You know,
I don't mind tarantulas and stuff as much, but it's house spiders I can't deal with. They freak me out.
No, I love them. I love them all. They don't bother me. That's a get one out of you.
Mr. Cat says, Sarah, do you know they never killed them? I figure, Mr. you're probably the cat. I think cats just like playing about with them. To be honest.
No, I've got to. I can't say that about our cats because our cats will physically hunt the spiders, take all their legs off them, bat them about, and then eat them.
Oh, God.
It's quite graphic, isn't it? That's quite a graphic description there. Sorry, guys, if you are eating your dinner or supper or whatever. You know, I do apologise for the, you know, for. I wish I could stick on the basement, but it's not going to happen.
On that note, I'm going to bed because I need to be up early in the morning to selling my homework because somebody's coming to pick it up.
That's fine. Thanks for coming in, Chris. Always
Catch
a
you later,
pleasure.
catch you later, John. Catch you later, Sarah. Catch you later. Scott.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Saying that, Scott, we should just catch the spiders and feed them to Dottie. I'm sure Dottie would eat a spider.
I don't know.
Well, if you want to run,
we
you
should.
think Dottie was a spider?
I don't know.
We should do that.
You might.
Well, you can catch it.
But no, like I said, we're very going with the sort of no drama approach and sort of, you know, we're having a real big overhaul with what we're doing. After like I said, and you know, she's been sort of following us and seeing everything unfold. So we know that Mags have done a video and Brad have done a video and blah 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 blah. But no, we've gone with the sort of approach of we know we're sort of sticking to the people we know, we're sticking to the people we trust. You know, we're sticking to working with the same channels that have the same respect and the type of respect that we have for people. Because I'm more old.
We've only been going, what, 3? I don't know what Sarah's doing with that mic. I really don't know. We've only
It's
been
actually doing my t-shirt. That's why it's making so much racket.
There we go. That's a bit too much detail, is it? But however, you know, that's how. But we've only been up and running about 3 months or something. Maybe.
Something like that.
Drew knows exactly. But as you say, working with teams that you know and, you know, chat, you get to know, you know, the same people come into your lives every week or you know, whenever you're doing a live, the same people come in and you build up a bond with them, a friendship with them. And, you know, so you get to know who's genuine and, you know, and you kind of always kind of suspicious, you know, when you see a new name popping up, you know, and you think, you know, who is that? It could be totally genuine, but you've always got that wee doubt at the back of your head. It's like, you know, it's like everything else in life. If a new face appears, you know, in a group or something, you're always kind of like, who's he and what's he about, kind of thing. You're always kind of wondering.
I think what hurt us both the most was the people involved we believed was our friends, you know. I think that's where it's hurt us the most. But at the same time, you know, we've had such amazing messages off you guys, and we've had messages off Luna and Drew and all of them saying, look, do you know what? Sod it, carry on, keep going. You know.
That's it.
And I think that's what it was, you know, with all of you lot and Chris's lot and everybody else that sent us both really, really amazing, heartfelt sort of little comments on the videos. The one thing, I mean, so I know I'm meaning to do a live at some point, but it'll just be at some point at the minute. But definitely thank you to you lot, you know, and all of you lot that's in this chat that knows us, and I know we have appreciated it anyway, sort of knowing who's sort of with us in a sense, because it didn't look good what was put out. But at the same time, it was sort of like, well, you should have come and spoke to our face instead of doing what happened. But again, it's like I said to Drew, Luna, you guys, everybody that sort of messaged us. We can't thank everybody enough, because it's sort of, I was ready to jack it in, to be brutally honest. Truth be told, I've been going 2017, I think. Grafting away, knuckles at the camcorder type thing, and I was ready to just go, yeah, done. Can't be bothered. What's the point? But then it's the sort of everybody's kind words that sort of made me think, well, hang on a minute, there's still such amazing people out there. There's still amazing human beings in general out there, So that's when we both sort of spoke and said, you know what? Nah, we ain't going anywhere. I'm refusing.
Well, you don't get, I mean, there's always going to be people out there that will hate us, say something bad, try and throw spears whenever. And, if you're a genuine channel, you put a lot of work into it, a lot of hours into it, as everybody in the chat knows, then why turn and run, but why just say, right, I'm throwing in the towel? Because then the other person or people or whoever it is, they win. But if you're a genuine channel and you're knocking your pan in to do what you love and do what you enjoy, then it'd be stupid just to the towel in.
And I mean,
Drew says,
to be honest, this was it, because that's what annoyed me, because it was sort of like, as you sort of scroll through the channel, just like any other paranormal teams, out of the legit ones there, it's literally just paranormal content, paranormal. That's it. It was just complete that. There was no drama, there was no BS, there was just literal paranormal throughout. And even then, you got the odd occasional live where I've had you on, I've had other people on, we've just had a giggle and a laugh and a joke and talked spooky stuff, And that was it. That was my sort of idea. Now, obviously, I've gone over to Discord as well. Because this is the thing, when I got the whole buying subs thing, I don't even get it. But it was sort of like, well, like I said to Jess, people have got to remember how long I've been grafted at the channel. It's going to happen sooner or later, just like it will for you guys. And you know what? You've got my utmost support as well for you guys. Because like I said, I've just literally thrown you guys this video straight into my Facebook page with sub to these people, please. Because that's what I do. I will help out everybody. But at the same time, that's what it's about.
We started our channel on the 30th of June.
And you're not doing too bad, to be fair. You're doing really, really well. Yeah.
Well, we're up to 104 subs. As of tonight, we've got 104 subs.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And to be honest, when me and Scott started this, we honestly, genuinely thought we would get about 5, and then that would be it. We didn't think that we would be anywhere as close to as what we are today.
No, you're doing really, really well. And to be honest, the one thing I will say is, if you get the chance, get your hands on on social media, get your hands on Instagram. And the way I done it and how I built it up was literally throwing myself onto sort of Instagram, follow every single paranormal team you can find on there. They will then follow you back. And at the same time, you're throwing out your YouTube channel and saying, okay, then if you guys sub to us, we'll sub to you. We'll sort of talk together and show each other's content, have discussions, and blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, it will skyrocket. It will take your breath away, because that's what it's about, is literally plastering your channel everywhere. Because that's where it did annoy when with the whole buying subs, because they don't realise behind the scenes the work I put in. Because with my Instagram, it's over 1,000 odd people that follow me there. I've got the TikTok account, I've got my Facebook account, I've got Discord. It's going to get there at some point, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, we're on Instagram at the moment. I think there's about 10 posts on our Instagram, but I am going to start posting more on Instagram. Scott is useless. He can't do Facebook, Instagram. He can do Facebook, but he can't do Instagram or anything like that. So it's me that's got to do all that kind of
stuff. No, I can work my phone, the TV, and the car, and that's me. That's where my knowledge ends. But I mean, we have had a lot of help. You know, Drew, Chris, Luna, Nicole. You know, it's a whole bunch of people that have helped us. And Dobie's been writing for the page. Nicole's been writing for it. We started a new Facebook group up as well, and we've had a lot of help, as I say, Dobie, Sheriff. You know, everybody has helped us, and we wouldn't have go anywhere, to be honest, without the help, without these guys behind us as well. And I think that the help is it is a big part of it, you know. And we're quite happy how we're over the moon by how we've done. But at the end of the day, we've had a lot of people helping us, and as you say, John, that's what it's about. Well, John's gone, and Sarah's froze.
No. I'm here.
Myself. Oh, you're there.
I'm still here.
Drew's got 422. We've quite a way to go before we catch up with you, Drew, but you know, we'll get there maybe the year 2017 or something. There's Dan's in. Hi, Dan. Welcome. Andy as well. He's helped us as well. Sorry, Nicole. I see you try to remember everybody's name, and you do. You know, if I've missed anybody out, then I do apologise. Mr. Cat, I can't do anything. Techie, Sarah, dear, can I miss? I'm totally hopeless when it comes to all the technical stuff. I don't know where John went to.
No idea. I know, Lena, we had over 100 tonight. I am so buzzing.
Drew, you put a lot of work into your channel. You do your videos and everything. There's a lot goes into it. It's 4 years ago, about a year of videos. Each week. As I say, you do put a lot of work. Same as everybody else puts, you know, a lot of work into their channels and their groups and stuff. And we're grateful for every one of you that are here. If anybody wants to come up in the panel, Luna, if you want to come up, Nicole, Shrimp, I don't know if Eddie's still here. I think Eddie's gone.
I think so.
Is off now officially. Oh Christ! Followed you on Instagram.
Thank you.
So hang on a second. What we'll do? There we go.
I just seen a comment from Nicole saying Scott and Sarah are a lunatic couple. Thanks for that, Nicole.
So what I could say to you, if whoever does the Instagram out of you two, feel free to jump on who I'm following and just go mental with it, and you'll be
cool.
Your job, you know. And a lot of these guys do share the YouTube, that they will just randomly throw you their link and go, right, you sub to us, we'll do the same back. You know, and do you know what? You will grow up. You know, you will grow up through the ranks in it all. But at the same time, you know, it's like I said to people, it's good when a team or a channel works well, where it's all built on honesty. And this was the thing that I'm trying to sort of throw out there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because at the end of the day, the way I look at things, it shouldn't be the way it is, but it is. And that's where it's annoying.
It shouldn't be that way, but, you know, I mean, unfortunately, as I say, you're going to get that. It doesn't matter where you go. You know, you're going to get. But if you're a genuine channel and, you know, you're not putting out any BS or anything, then, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't succeed.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Nicole, I'm too busy doing great things for the group. Thank you, Nicole. Luna, I hope you feel better too, Luna.
So that was Drew's, not a problem. But yeah, like I said, at the same time, you know, and I think what also done it for me a little bit is it's knocked my other half's confidence massively. It took a lot for her to run Dark Phantom. And it really knocked her confidence because she's sort of, where I've had it happen a couple of times, she's never had to go through that before, you know. But at the same time, we both know it was still amazing. I was you know, still give out content and stuff, and no doubt at some point I'm going to be TikToked again at some point. God knows where. And I think you know how bad they get, don't you?
Aye.
No, you've seen them.
Sorry? I missed that last bit there.
I said you've seen how bad these bloody TikToks go.
I am obsessed with TikTok.
She is. She's totally obsessed.
Really?
I can't stand it.
What could? Where would Sarah find
No,
it?
anybody using TikTok, it's just not my thing, basically. Drew's
I don't post much in TikTok.
Well, I was going to say, if you will be able to find me other half on there, just type in Dark Phantom, that's hers.
Cool.
I don't do TikTok, and I've seen a few things on TikTok that have just basically put me off it for life. You know, I'm still kind of damaged by it. Emotionally.
Nah, that was harsh, man. You can't say that it's my face is that psychologically damaged you.
Let's just put it this way. There's some things in life that cannot be unseen.
Yeah.
It's like
oh, by the way, you've got a TikTok fan. Misty Cat. She's a TikTok fan. She says Stu's are good. Yeah, DQ, how you doing, mate? He's one of my lads. He's really good. He's a really good guy.
Pleased to meet you, Dan. Thanks for coming on, and I hope we'll have a wee look up with your channel as well.
Yeah, drop us up to these guys, man. They're awesome. These guys are really epic.
We do quite a few lives.
Nurses. She's seen some good ones. Where the hell did we get talking about TikTok? But no, I mean, to be honest, the one person I have got to give credit to as well is DQ, because he has stood by me quite a lot throughout the whole chaos. He's took a whacking within the same situation, because he stood up for me and went, nah, you're obviously not to leave the guy alone. And you know what? He's such an amazing bloke. And I'll tell you something now, when it comes to mods, he's on it. Anything that doesn't sit right, he just clicks the button and they're gone. He's very good at what he does. But at the same time, he's very comfortable. Oh, yes. Here is our new parapet. Because, you know, as you know, we're a bit of a pet family, aren't we? So now, because obviously we've got the two dogs. We got the Missy, that's the stepdaughter's cat. But now we have, Phantom.
Oh.
This is Phantom. This is a little papa. Yeah. You still half asleep, sweetheart? Yeah. You bastards woke me up.
How old? I can't see.
8 weeks, is it? 8 weeks Tuesday.
I can't mind the age yours.
Pepper is 7 months, and he's 4 months.
That's one.
I don't know where the witch has gone.
Oh, bless her. But yeah, she's 8 weeks old. She's a bit daft, bless her, because she's one of these cats that just goes absolutely manic for about an hour and then just passes out for the rest of the day.
Sounds like your Toby.
Who's going to do that? Round about this time, actually, round about 11ish. They two start to jump about and fight with each other. And, I don't know what it is. It's a wee biological clock or something. But they start to go absolutely nuts, don't you? You and your
I
brother.
love this. God bless. But no,
I don't know where Pepper's went.
The new parrot is got delivered, so that my new spider should be here very soon.
Did you just buy me because I was upset?
No, because you wanted a kitten anyway, so I got it for you. Well, I said yeah. Even though we got like now 4 cats, 2 dogs, spider, 2 scorpions, and 2 hamsters.
And spider on the way.
Another spider on the way.
Literally.
But yeah, because I mean, I got. She's gonna need.
There's one bearded dragon. A bearded dragon.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful creatures.
That would be happening.
I want a bearded dragon to go with my leopard gecko.
You want a leopard, don't you? She wants a leopard gecko. I'm more of a bearded dragon guy or a snake.
Oh, wait a minute. If you wait a minute, I'll show you ours, right? Wait a minute.
No, sorry, this is turning into a pet chat now, folks.
2 minutes, I'll show you mine.
Well, you did say it goes into random chat mode. But at the end of the day, I promised you guys, that I ain't going anywhere, and this proves it. I exist. I'm still living. I'm still breathing. I 100% exist.
Still about.
And to be honest, ironically, I've made some really. I've made some really good new friends recently as well. So, oh wow, thank you. Oh bless, exploring Stranger Things. Just had a comment from them. Hey, the video just made you our friend. Hope you make us family. What? Yeah, I know. Do you know why?
They were on tonight. They were our guests on tonight. They're a great couple.
They're amazing.
They wear the masks and they don't mess about. Basically, they just say it out as I watch quite a lot of their lives, and I like the way they are. There's our gecko. How many times are we going to see this gecko, Sarah?
Oh
Quite a few.
God.
Oh, cool.
It is so cute.
Hello, darling. Hello.
But yeah, like it says,
She's got shade stuck on her eye. I'm going to get that off.
I'll try and get it off later on.
By the way,
Christy and Mike, you go us in a better home. My budgies are getting home soon too, and the kids don't care about them.
Yeah. But also, we've made a very, very good friend recently, which I'm very happy to say. Which is a wonderful guy called Suit. And he's an amazing bloke, I must admit.
Mm-hmm.
Because also, unfortunately, at the same point, the situation I was in, he went through exactly the same with the same person. So he sort of reached out to me and went, "Look, man, come on to my Discord channel. We've all been through it. There you go for it." I was like, "Yep, sweet, brilliant, thanks." You know, at the same time, like I said, he says, "Look, if you got any other channels," because his Discord's massive. I mean, he's got a massive following, and he basically turned around and says, "Look, if you've got any sort of really good hardcore paranormal teams and hardcore paranormal channels that are anti-drama and anti-BS, drop them into here and I'll get them out there." So, you know, I will be doing that. Because he's a really, really nice guy. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of backup for everybody in the long run, you know, because this is what it's supposed to be. Because, I mean, as much as people say, "Oh, yeah, do you know what, Para-Unity is dead, Para-Unity doesn't exist." Yes, it does, if you find the right people to do it with, you know.
Exactly. If you find the right people who will stick up for you, you know, if, you know, which you'll say when the chips are down or whatever the saying is, that you know people will, you know, they've got your back and they'll help you, whatever, as best as they can, you know, maybe in different ways, but as best way they can, then that's what matters at the end of the day. See, we're all one family, community. We're still new to it, you know, we're still new to everything. But we do recognise genuine people when we well, even in chat, you know, you get that sense if somebody's genuine without meeting them face to face. So we are relatively new, and we've made a lot of good friends. You know, yourself included, John. You made a lot of good friends through chat and through lives and what have you.
Exactly.
And your good lady behind. I've not forgot about her.
So, do you know what? You know, you two are more than welcome. Once I start getting my lives back up and running again. What is she doing? Oh, she's in the litter tray. Oh, God. It's because we use them, you know, the wood chunks in the litter trays.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we use. Instead of that horrible gravelly stuff, we use, like, the wood. And I swear to God, it's got to be the noisiest thing on the planet.
No, what we found is I get the big bag. It's like £8 or something for a big bag. But
Yeah.
when our cats have done their stuff and their you know, try to cover it up, it turns to sawdust.
That's good.
We found.
And I mean, this exactly, and this is it, because it's sort of like, ignore the dog. It's just been a pain in the butt. But no, it's like I said, you know, the way we sort of look at things is we can't keep using hate on people, because at the end of the day, you know, let's say for argument's sake, I was only I don't know, 150 subs and you guys made it to 1,000 or whatever. Me personally, I'd be like, do you know what, guys? You deserve it. You grafted for it. Fair play to you. But sometimes that don't happen, and that's the bit that upsets me. Oh, yeah, I'll sort it out. I don't know. Good ads. Oh, what's the name again?
Can you make Hatchie? I'm going to make Hatchie a spanner. Sorry, Hatchie, that doesn't sound right. You know,
obviously, named that paranormal thing you had on just before me.
Exploring Stranger Things.
Okay.
I'm sure Hatchie had a spanner, but I'm going to get my spanner now.
Sorry, Hatchie. Sarah deals with that stuff as it says, so she'll sort that for you just now. And anybody else that we've put out. No, John, that's Exploring Stranger Things here. Paranormal investigators and urban explorers and what have you. They're really, really good. And they're a nice couple. You know what I mean? They're a nice couple.
Well, they've got a sub from me.
and they don't fuck you about, basically.
I think that's what's important again, because obviously, like we said, you know, I've gone on so many times when I've done my lives, and I've talked about how, you know, mental health is important to my family. You know, we're very big followers of sort of supporting people with different difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
And then for that to sort of on a specific channel, for that to sort of be thrown in our face was really, really sort of, it really hurts us in a way.
There's no need for you know. I mean, that's personal, that's private to you and your partner. Do you know what I mean? That's, you know.
But it was sort of like I decided to share my journey in a sense of what I was going through. You know, because I don't want other people thinking they're alone. You know, because that can also be a very big sort of hindrance on a person's life, is if they feel that you're alone and suffering alone. Something like John, my son has autism. Okay. Well, that's what we're looking for with example. ASD, with the second youngest. But this is what I mean. And do you know what? Because it's like the other half, she's got this heart on the wall that's like jigsaw puzzle pieces. And you got one piece out, haven't you? What does it say? Grab that picture for us.
Why fit in when you was born to stand out?
That was it. It says, why fit in when he was born to stand out? You know, and I think that's the sort of thing that we really sort of believe in, is it doesn't matter what condition you have, whether you could be paranoid, schizophrenic, depressive, whatever. It doesn't matter. Cheers. Oh. There we go. I'll show you.
That's nice.
You know, because the way we look at things is it doesn't matter what's wrong with you, who you are. You know, I mean, I've known people who have had multiple mental health conditions. I myself have got multiple mental health conditions. But you know what? And it's like I've said to the youngest, because obviously with her ADHD and potentially ASD, I've even said to her, do you know what? There's people, you know, the kids at school, oh yeah, you're one of them special folks and blah, 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 blah. And I've said to her straight out, right, no, you're not. Ignore them. You're just unique. You are you. Just because you're born different doesn't make you different. It makes you special and unique, but a different kind of special. You know, but like I says, then I got people, you know, saying, oh yeah, do you know what? He's throwing his mental health in people's faces and going for sympathy and all of that and blah, 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 blah. This is the thing. I don't want sympathy because I can handle my own business. You know, like I said, I've got a home treatment team coming out, you know, meds to help me sleep, ADHD assessment coming up. I can handle my own business. My main goal and my main aim was to turn around and say, you know what, I don't care who people are in my chat. Not in a nasty way, but in a sense of it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. I don't care if they're black, white, yellow, orange, pink, green. I don't care what's wrong with them or what's right with them, because I care about them as a human being. I care about them as a person.
Eddie's back. I say, Eddie, if you want to come up in the panel, buddy, you're more than welcome. Sarah's got the link. I know what you're saying, John. We're all people. Every person. I mean, years and years ago, I used to be a carer, and I used to work with people with Down syndrome, autism, I can never say ADHD. You know, the hyperactive. I used to take them out. You know, I used to take them into Glasgow. There was certain days a week I had certain people, and I'd take them into Glasgow for a walk around the town and what have you. And yeah, they were different, you know, because of Down syndrome. But I loved it. I loved doing it. I look forward to doing it because, you know, they were normal people. with a sense of humour, and I used to have great times with them. Some, don't get me wrong, there was the odd time where one or two would be a wee bit of a handful, they'd have an off day, as we do. But 99% of the time, I was a ball. I was a ball. Hello, Eddie. So I know at the end of the day, everybody's a human being. He may have a condition. Shouldn't be looked upon any different. How you doing, buddy?
Well, I can understand the conversation because I have two sons. My oldest son, he came out and he's spectacular. He became a Marine just like his dad was, and he's living a normal life. And my youngest son actually was born with autism. But I would not let it ruin his life.
No,
And he's coming a long way. So
That's good.
I understand. Anybody that wants to put my kid down, I let my kid handle it. And what he can't
Exactly.
handle, now Dad'll stand up and take care of it.
Exactly, and this is the point, because it was sort of like when I got sort of slated for excuse me a sec, discussing my issues. I turned around and says, well, and I reckon they was expecting everyone me just to sort of shy away in a corner. By hell did I not, and you saw it yourself, didn't you? That I did not shy away. My mouth soon bloody opened, and I went mental because it was the concept of. It doesn't matter. I mean, you get people that come out as gay. You get people that want to, males that want to dress as women. That's their preference. I've got friends that are trans. I've got friends that are gay. I've got friends that are whatever they want to be. But at the end of the day, they'll always be my friends because
I guess
at the end of the day, it's their heart.
I guess the way people need to look at it is like John Lacey. There's something different about you, and there's something different about me that we're different. Same thing with Scott, same thing with Sarah. That doesn't mean that we have a handicap. We're just different. We do things in a different manner. We do things that make us feel comfortable. It's not a handicap, it's a misunderstanding.
Well, look at me. I'm physically disabled, but I still go out in investigations.
You say
And
that
I don't.
because that's what you've been told. You are not physically disabled. You've been told that. That's why you feel that way. You're not. Trust me, Sarah. What I'm saying, it's coming from the heart. I've seen this. I've seen this so many times. You've been told you're disabled. You've been told you got ADHD. You've been told, so you believe this your whole life. But that's not how it is.
I don't let it hold me back at all.
Exactly.
It's Drew. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Greyfriars, and Drew will tell you there's steps.
You froze up, Sarah.
Down. And before I was like, no, I can't get down these steps. I'll never make it down. But that time,
The wonderful world of the Scottish signal.
Hey, it happens here in the United States too, trust me.
I know, it's shocking. Anyway, like I was saying, but at Greyfriars there's steps, and I thought, right, never in a million years am I getting down there. And one day I thought, no, do you know what? I'm just going to go on my arse and get down the steps, and that's exactly what I done.
But did you go down them steps?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Did you go down the steps?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
You went down the steps.
And now I got to ask, why did you do that? Because everybody told you couldn't do it, and you did it.
Basically.
And I mean, to be honest, it was like
I'm one of them ones that truly believe. See, when I was 17, I was a senior in high school, and I told my dad that I wanted to join the Marine Corps because now the girl I was dating, she had already graduated, and we had a kid together. And he's like, "How are you going to raise this kid?" So I told him, I says, well, I'm gonna join the goddamn service, so I know the child has insurance and everything else. And when I told him I wanted to join the Marines, he looked at me and says, you'll never make it. And we went down to the recruiter's office when I was 17 years old, and the recruiter is sitting there. And my dad looked at me and he says, you sure you think you can do this? And I looked at him, I said, sign the papers. After 3 months, I made it back home from boot camp, and I went up and I knocked on his door, a house I lived in. I knocked on his door and he answered it, and I said, sir, permission to come inside. And he looked at me and started crying. He says, you did it. I said, because you told me I couldn't. So I had
That's
something to prove.
That is beautiful. But I mean, this is it. I mean, sort of like the situation I was in. I mean, to be honest, one of the things that he did on his rant video was stated that when I used to do that channel with him, I had this thing where he was moaning that I kept zoning out and looking at my phone and zoning out and looking at my phone. But the thing was, one of the two most common symptoms of ADHD is number one, you're easily distracted, and number two, you zone out a lot.
Yep.
So then him having a go at me inadvertently, not to my face, but through his channel, having a go at me zoning out and being distracted, that enraged me further because I helped the way I am.
But he wasn't doing it single-handedly. He was being coerced into doing it.
And this is what I'm saying. And I mean, to be honest, when we look at, let's say, for example, my investigations that, Sarah and you two have watched them, Carl, you might have watched them as well. Every so often, you do actually hear me either stutter or I do go very quiet and then jump back into the sentence again. Because that's the moment where I zone in briefly. So it's like I go halfway into a sentence, I go very, very sort of quiet, and then I jump back in. That's that sort of little mini zone out period, which I can't help. It happens. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, I got an amazing YouTube channel called Suit Yourself. He sort of approached me and went, you know what, you ain't the only one. Come and have a chat with me. I had a chat and realised I wasn't the only one. And then he sort of introduced me to an amazing bunch of, of people that sort of went through the same thing. And he said, look, at the end of the day, if you want to support channels that are legit and real, bring them to us as well. We're happy to have them as part of our little team in a way, our family in a way.
I'm going to show you a picture of my younger son where everybody thinks he's my brother. But this is my son. Oh, damn it. I'm going to get a glare.
Turn the brightness down. If you turn the brightness down fully, you'll be able to see it clearly. Oh, wow. He's a handsome chap.
And now look at me.
He looks
just like me. That's my boy. That's my youngest boy.
He's definitely a handsome chap.
And he's the one that has autism.
No way. And he's a handsome looking chap, to be fair, I reckon. Definitely a heartbreaker there.
I appreciate that.
And this is the thing, because at the end of the day, it's like, when my sort of, in fact, all three of my sons, unfortunately, I don't see them, not to any fault of my own. Because I wish I could. I wish every day I could, but that's a story for another day. But it's like every time the hospital's like, do you want the Down syndrome test? Do you want the Down syndrome test? And every time I'm gone, do you know what? No. Why not? Why not? Because wouldn't you want to know? No. Because I couldn't care less. I don't care if he comes out with one eye, half a leg, 3 arms. I don't care. That is my kid. And I'll still bring him up and love him for who he is.
That's my
so I couldn't care less. And that's why, as Sarah and Steve, as you can understand, why when I got sort of hit with that recent events, why it infuriated and enraged me so much, because it was sort of like throwing everything that I do as a person in my face. Because Drew has said it, to me on a comment and everything that I'm the most loving, caring person. I'm the most down to earth guy. I give anybody and everybody a chance. You know, I support everybody's channels that I'm involved with. I throw them out there. I mean, I've had a parasensor off, you know, Steve, who does haunted experiences.
Yep.
He built me a parasensor, didn't charge me nothing, and he sent it out to me. I've received it. I'll give you a show. Actually, friggin', you've got to speak to him and get your hands on one of these. They're absolutely amazing.
Welcome back, Sammy.
But so I did sort of like a little mini unboxing type video for it. Threw up his link in the actual video description. Threw his name out everywhere, and I said, you know, that's the type of guy I am. You know, I'll support.
Can somebody drop John's link for me?
Yep.
You know, and this is what's really important, is looking after everybody, backing everybody up. You know, I'll back up this channel all the way. I'll back up, you know, the guys who was on it for it, exploring with, exploring the frigging, is it The Strange or something?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, John, is when I see him grab his head like he's so scared. That's the hardest part to deal with.
I know. Because I mean, to be honest, it is like that, because it's sort of like, with me, it's never out of sort of being scared with me. So I do that a lot, but with me, it's never out of fear, it's more out of frustration, because it's sort of like,
yes,
because the way I am,
we don't understand them.
I get so much. I keep forgetting stuff, and it does me nuts. You know, and this is why, again, when there's like, oh, all he ever does is look on Google. Well, no, it's because I can't remember everything, so sometimes I have to look back and read up on something as I'm doing my channel.
You just got another person join.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. I really do.
I know what you're talking about there, John, about forgetting stuff. Sarah will tell you, my memory, I had 2 strokes, 2015 and 2016. I had 2, you know, one, and I was lucky because, you know, I'm up and about and what have you, but it does screw with your memory, you know, and sometimes, and what you were saying about stopping mid-sentence, sometimes I'll be in the middle of a conversation and I'll just stop, and it takes you a wee, minute or two to say, all right, what was I talking about? And, you know, and you do forget. I mean, we live in a small town, and there was one instance is I was, Sarah and I weren't together at the time. I was in the town centre, and my flat was like, so it was about a 5-minute walk there for the town centre. Small flat.
Shadows is the same way. I had a TIA about 7 years ago, and she remembers how good my memory used to be, and there's times where she'll look at me the next day and says, remember we were talking about this? And I'll look at her and say, we never talked about that. I don't remember.
Scott does that. See,
you see, Sarah thinks I'm actually no
stroke, and it messed up my mind.
The other random thing Scott will do is we can be talking about something
and
months
you
and months.
Just ripped off into something else completely.
Or what he does is we'll be talking about something in an act.
It's not so much an act. It's
so much something will pop into his head, but he can't remember.
It's so much a sign of love, trying to.
And then months down the line, we can be sitting talking about.
Sarah, I get it. Trust me, because I put shadows through this all the time, and it bothers me because there's a lot of things now I can't remember, but there are things that I do remember, and she can't figure out how the hell I remember them.
No, Eddie, I'm the same. I mean, Sarah will say things to me, you know. Right, remember we're going shopping today, for instance, and I was, you know.
Dan, my prayers go out to your dad.
And it's just like completely out of my head, you know. And it's not a case of you're not listening, you know. You're staying in, but you do forget. As I say, that day I was in the town myself, and I actually forgot how to get home. You know, I came out, we've got a shopping mall, and I came out the mall, and I just stopped. And I thought, you know, where's my house? you know, and I ended up having to ask somebody
Scott,
where
I live
you know, and it's blank.
walking distance from a grocery store. Walking distance. It takes me 2 minutes to get there. Missy will give me 5 things to go get. She says, write it down. I said, no, I got it. I'll get to the store. The minute I walk in the store, I stand there thinking, what the hell was I supposed to get?
Who's that, Sarah?
I couldn't remember.
You. That's why
Every
I've got
time
to text Scott a shopping list now.
And I'll text her, and I will, and I'll tell her. I says, "What was I supposed to get?" And
I'll see.
it's not that I'm being an ass. I really didn't remember.
I mean, this,
Maybe you believe me. Maybe you believe me now, Sarah.
I did believe you.
I mean, but no, every time I go to the shop, Sarah will say, right, we need this and that, and I'll say, well, text me. And when I go out the car at the shop, I take my phone out and I walk round the shop with my phone and my reading the list. Otherwise,
one thing shadows what blows shadows away is I'll come back with everything, and she'll be like, "Well, you forgot this," and I'll be like, "All right, I'll be right back," and I take off for the store to get it, and then I stand there in the store like, "What the hell was I supposed to get?" I can't remember, and it sucks.
I'll go for certain things and then come back, and as soon as I come back in the house, you think
Still forgot something.
I forgot to get bread, or I forgot to get milk, or you know.
Oh God, yes, I know, Scott. You ain't telling me nothing, brother. I know.
Even when I lived myself, I'd go to the local. It's called Iceland. It's a frozen food shop, and the amount of times I would walk, I'd leave my flat, and it was right across the road. As you say in Eddie, it was a 2-minute walk. And by the time I'd got to the shop, I would just stop and I think, what am I getting? I did not have a clue what I needed. You know.
You know the most amazing part about all this though is she puts up with me. I think she understands. You know that my memory is shot. My short term memory is gone.
Yeah.
And but she puts up with me. And I couldn't ask for a better woman because try to find another woman that's going to put up with the shit that I put her through for the last 9 years. And 6.5 of it is after I had a fucking mini stroke. So I can't bitch or complain.
I mean, there were times Sarah and I are talking, maybe sitting in bed watching the TV, and Sarah will tell me something, and 5 minutes later I've forgotten what she told me.
Me and Missy have done the same thing. She's like, we just talked about this TV program. I'm like, we did? What'd you say? And it was like completely non-existent in my memory. I'm like, when the hell did we talk about this?
It just disappears. You know, you think, wait a minute, and you try and remember, and you think, no.
You do. You sit there and try so hard, and then she'll say a word or a couple of words, and I'll be like, okay, I remember that part, but I don't remember the movie. And it sucks. But, you know, I cry a lot when she ain't around because I feel so bad that I can't remember everything I should remember. I don't remember. For 3 years, I was 1, 2, 3, 4 months off our anniversary. For 3 years, and she never held that against me until one day it hit me, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know when our anniversary is. Why did it take 4 years for me to do that?
I mean, to be honest, I'm just as bad because I mean, it's like, and it's hard to keep asking you to remind me of your birthday. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I mean, you know, I come in here, show my love and support, John. I'm glad I got to meet you, and I'm glad I got to join your channel. And you know, Scott and Sarah have become such good friends with Shadows and me. We just want to keep this shit growing.
Exactly, and that's what it's about.
And we love you all. We love you all.
You
we do genuinely. We do every.
You two have become my favorites. I swear to God, you have. besides Shadows, you two have become my favorites. You really, really have. I look forward to my morning messages from Scott. even though when he doesn't realize he's waking up, I'm going to work.
No,
by
John,
the
we have a group chat, John, right? And earlier on, Scott was spamming it with gifts.
But I gotta mute your group chat while I'm at work because my phone is like bing, 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 bing. It's like I gotta mute it.
I was in the house myself, and somebody asked what day it was, and I put up a gift. It was Wednesday, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to say it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday as well, and just
see now
and
it's Thursday for you guys right now, right?
Yeah.
No, it's still Wednesday.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
Wednesday.
you got an hour and a half, and it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
Half
Okay.
hour, yeah.
See, here it's only 2:28 in the afternoon. And when I talk to you guys, I get all freaking screwed up with time. And I gotta
That's
watch
like
it,
me.
so-
I'm like, right, okay. Missy and Eddie are like so many hours behind us, so their live at 7 hour time is actually such and such their time. So our live is like, I'm like, it's too many time zones.
You all are 9 hours ahead of us. So I got to keep in mind which time you go live, and it's like, all right, when you say 9 o'clock your time, you are starting your feed just as our feed ends.
So what's
Yep.
And that's how I figured that out.
Eddie,
I'm sure it does, Misty. I'm sure it does, but I'm starting to get the hang of all this crap, I think. Probably not. Next week, you'll see me with a shotgun to my head saying, fuck it all.
I mean, to be honest, because it's sort of like...
I can't. Drew, I never turn off my computer because I ain't sure if I know how to turn it back on. So my computer stays on constantly. She's saying, set your phone for both time zones.
Oh, God.
There's something Eddie may have got going about subs. Eddie.
You wanted a subs war.
Well, we're at 104.
What? On
YouTube.
Who'd you pay?
No one.
Bullshit.
Eddie and I were.
We didn't pay for any of our stuff.
I'm going to your channel. You ain't at a goddamn 104.
Oh, yes, we are.
No, you ain't.
You're lying. Fucking yes, we are.
You're lying.
And we were joking about
exactly. I woke up not last night, the night before, and the room was so dark. I woke up at 10:30, and I'm like, I'm starting to panic, thinking, oh shit, I got to get ready for work and everything else. Now Missy's watching me get ready for work, and then we go down to have a cigarette, and I'm like, why the fuck is it so bright out? She says it's 10:30 in the morning. I was like, son of a bitch, and you watch me get dressed for work.
I done that years ago, Eddie. I used to work back shift and early shift. I used to work 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, or 2 in the afternoon to 10 at night, and you could swap shifts. You know, somebody needed a change, and one time I swapped with them, and I was on 62 all week, but I changed to a back shift. But I forgot to turn my alarm off, so I got up at 5 in the morning, get dressed, and started driving.
You
and I was
lose
about
track of the damn time.
And then I thought, and I went back, and it was, I don't like to talk about it, but it was my ex-wife. She's lying there, and she's like, when did you realise you were back shift? I said, about halfway. So she'd lay there and let me get dressed and leave the house and drive away, knowing that I was like 10 hours early. You know, so I know getting your times mixed up. But no.
Sarah, if you and Scott are at 104 subs now, congratulations. I am so proud of you guys.
Well, that's what it said earlier, but now it's saying 86. But earlier on, it did say 104.
Congratulations.
How can it say 104 then 86?
Well, that's what it's saying.
104 subs. You guys surpassed me again. I'll just have to catch you again.
Is it showing 104 for you? Because it's showing 86 for me.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Look.
What?
Chris said
Hang on a
100 were on.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do it this goddamn way.
Oh,
I know Chris showed us earlier it was 104, but my laptop's saying 86.
hang on, just give me 2 seconds because I want to help somebody in your chat a minute. Right. Beth.
No, me and
Tommy.
Scott are having fun on a subs battle.
If you use vape, this will be your easier alternative.
You know what, Drew? If I had one, I would.
This is what the doctors advised me to use to chill me out a little bit. You can actually get CBD vape oil, and you know what? It really does help. It proper chills me out. I don't stress as much. It really relaxes me, and I don't stutter off as much anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm probably one of the most relaxed people you'll meet without even smoking pot. I am so laid back.
So what's this chaos guy's name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Chaos awaits.
No, your proper name.
Oh, Eddie.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm going to say he's just gained another 2 subs because both me and the other half have subbed him.
My proper name is Eddie, but my screen name is Chaos Awaits.
Well, Eddie, you've got another 2 subs. One off me, one off the other half.
Thank you so much. Scott, kiss my ass. It's all out
No.
Well, we know the reason behind all this, and it was handled well. Thank you for not becoming an ass. And even though you were muted and blocked, I appreciate what you did, Sarah. I appreciate what you did, and I handled the other end. So I got to thank you guys for that.
You're welcome.
Eddie, anytime. But you might have gained 3 tonight, but it's not over yet.
He was informed that I was coming to your chat tonight. He was also informed that you are coming to my chat Saturday, and he was also informed that me and Missy will be on your chat on Sunday. So it was all taken care of, just like I told you I would.
Same with you, John. You're welcome on our channel anytime.
Anytime. But I want to get to the bottom of the sub sizes. Chris said 104 and now we're showing 83 or something. I don't get how that is. Eddie can't beat me. No chance. It's not happening.
So I take it on this one, you want me to stay out of this one?
Oh, this is just a friendly thing going on, dude.
Right, guys, where can I buy subs?
We're really good friends.
It's about harmless.
When I met these guys, it was instant friendship from the word go. And I've never looked back.
It's a lot of respect for you. I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Thanks, Drew. I appreciate that, Drew. Drew, nothing's going on. We're just bantering back and forth. Everything's out of fun. Don't worry, Drew.
Well, I was going to say, thanks to my mate Suit. If you do get a chance, actually, go onto a channel called Suit Yourself. He's actually a really funny guy. But he invited me over to his Discord. Like I said, he's got quite a big. Thanks to him.
Can you drop his link?
Yeah, I will do.
Because I'm not funny. I'm just stupid.
I'm now on my subscriber counts. Ready for this though?
Now it's showing 88, Scott. I don't get this.
Oh my god.
See, I don't understand it. Oh, I don't understand how it works, so I don't have a clue. You know, I really don't have a
The
Well,
only
clue.
thing that sucks though is the notification shit ain't working.
Oh yes, I know the reason behind that.
Okay, please,
And
please indulge me.
oh, hang on, I've just got to go and rescue the missus because she's trying to have pork scratchings and the cat won't let her.
I see it. Oh, what a nice
Sarah,
little kitten.
Sarah, Miss Cat saying, lies. I subbed to someone with over 8,000 subs and he lost over 1,000 overnight.
No, that's not a lie. There could have
Well,
been a mass hit with another group that built him up to a point and then destroyed him. That is possible.
Right. But no, as it goes for the notification thing, what YouTube does, and a lot of people didn't know this, is you get 3 notifications a week. So basically, let's say, for example, if you don't,
Then
if I was,
why did they tell you to sub all to every channel that you subscribe to?
I mean, to be honest, it's very weird because it's sort of like, well, I mean, obviously with the YouTube algorithm, one of the things is that they're all about community, everybody coming together and sticking together.
Well, how can that
Unfortunately,
be if you don't let us do the notifications?
exactly, and I mean, unfortunately, what they do is what they call a 3 notification thing. So let's say, for example, because I'm over 1,000 subs, I can now access the community link, which means I can put up sneak peeks and stuff like that. But that means I can use the community once, an episode once, and then a live stream once. Everybody will get notified. If I then do a 4th one that week, nobody will know about it, which is really
well, that's weird because it should be an automatic thing.
it should
The
be.
person going live has no control over who knows who subbed or rang the bell. That person has no idea. So how is it YouTube's priority to find out who they can notify and who they can't?
I think it's just because obviously, as you can imagine, being sort of a large sort of platform, we've also got to take into consideration how many other masses are currently watching it. So at the same time,
And I agree. You're talking about the lurkers and everything. I get that. I totally understand that, but it still doesn't make sense on how YouTube can decide who gets notified and who don't.
right there you go. That's Suit's link. I've just put it up. Because if I remember correctly, he did a comedy cartoon strip where he owns this bar. And you know Riley from Order of Magnitude?
Riley. That
From
name
Order of
sounds
Magnitude.
familiar.
Yeah, it's Order of Magnitude. And what he'd done is he'd spoke to Riley because him and them 2 are mates. And then he went,
I
right,
don't know. I'm trying to catch this bald-headed Mr. Clean guy up here. We've got a sub battle going on.
Bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
Hey, I'm bringing it, bitch. It's
Bring it
fun.
on.
John, just so you know, we're doing this completely out of fun, having a good time. I'm promoting his channel, he's promoting my channel, and now we're going to promote yours. How's that?
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, and I will do exactly the same to you guys as well.
That's what it's all about.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I don't know whether you both have, but if you go onto Facebook and like the page Legacy Paranormal / Dark Phantom, because obviously she runs Dark Phantom Paranormal YouTube channel.
I got to find it again. I think this is the one.
If you go onto that Facebook page, feel free to throw your stuff up on there, throw your channels up on there, throw your episodes up on there. I don't mind, honestly.
Jesus Christ, I'm an internet geek. I don't fucking know how to do that shit. I don't turn my fucking computer off because I can't figure out how to turn it back on. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna have to buy a monitor every 6 months.
Down from there. That's got a scorpion.
Hatchie, I can do it one time and my computer will blow the fuck up because I ain't got no idea what the hell I'm doing. But
I'm not
support. I will support, laugh, shake hands, fist bump, hug. I will do it all just to make sure everybody gets the love.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Being, coming together as a community, friends, helping each other out, watching each other's back.
Kind of the way we handled the situation today.
Yeah. And this is what it's about.
You ain't got
to text
me. You ain't got to text me. I already seen it.
There's ways to deal with things, and
and there's ways not to deal with things.
Yeah. And I think we dealt with that one quite swiftly
and it went
quietly.
Smooth. Yes, it went under the radar. Under the radar.
Very.
And it was handled with grace.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for coming. Hope you're well. Well, there was no bitching or slapping or anything like that, It was done.
There was no backlash.
No. That's no to say there might be in the future,
Hey, we'll take it one day at a time, one stream at a time.
That's why we'll cross that bridge if it ever comes, We've crossed it before.
You got chaos awaits behind you, man.
Well,
I just wait for the chaos because I'm a firecracker.
It's very much appreciated. I mean,
you and Sarah are like my family. Everybody in your paranormal group, Nicole, Andy, on down. You guys don't have anything to worry about.
No, thank you.
I always keep an eye on that chat.
Sometimes the chat does go a wee bit haywire.
It does. Yeah, I've seen a couple of times where it was like they were just like off the wall. It was like, wow.
A couple of things I've
John, I got your back too, brother. I got your channel now, so I got your back.
Cool.
Thank you, Drew.
As soon as I get the chat, as soon as I do something where it involves a live again at some point.
Take your time. When you do it right. You just take your time.
Exactly. And then is as soon as you guys know, jump on it. And then obviously, I'll get you all in the.
I'll be right behind it.
We'll get you in the mod section. Because, like I said, I don't think the situation I'm in right now is far from over, as bad as it sounds.
I don't think I need to be a mod to anybody. I just want everybody to feel comfortable in their own zone.
No, thanks, nobody.
Scott never gets to crack the whip.
Uh-oh, the boss is back. Everybody shut up. Sarah's here. Oh, hi, Sarah.
Wow.
Drew saying Celebrity Squares was fun. It was funny to enjoy it. It went a bit boobs up, but
now, I got a question to ask you, Scott and Sarah, right? You're doing the paranormal thing Sunday, right?
Hello.
Okay. So you have to have a team of 3. And now you asked, hold on, let me finish. You asked Missy to come up on panel with me on Sunday. You want us as a
dear.
team, but I want to know who the psychic is supposed to be. And if it's Mary, I'm telling you, no, we ain't playing.
It's not the quiz
No, it's a
on Sunday,
joke.
Chaos. It's
It was a
sorry.
joke.
I was going to say, because the quiz I have sorted the quiz out, so there'll be no shouting and arguing and whatever went on the other
Hey,
night. I have sorted it.
I answered 4 questions. I was impressed.
You
So
answered
was
more
that.
than 4.
Huh?
You answered more than 4.
No, I only got 4 right. Yeah, I answered a lot, but people answered before me. But the first one that got everybody when I said that's the Amityville whorehouse, and Scott was like, he's right. It was like that was before it was redesigned.
To bring up to speed, John, we started, we're calling it Para Quiz. It's a weekly quiz we're going to be doing. And the first one was last week. And it
I will
went a
definitely
bit
take. I will
astray.
definitely take. Shadows is my partner, and if Mary wants to be the psychic, I'll take that too. And then I think everybody's going to be in a world of shit. Remember, you got shadows. you want shadows on my team? Okay, I'll take that all day long. Hell yeah,
News,
you wanted us up together. I'll take shadows all day long. That woman is too goddamn intelligent.
Drew's asking who made the questions.
Me.
It doesn't matter who's asking the questions or what the questions are. John,
I'll be back.
John,
I'll be back in
my
5 minutes.
wife is called Shadows of the Moon.
Okay.
She's a tarot reader. She is a spirit seeker. She is. I mean, she's a witch. She's
Okay.
the woman is so intelligent it scares the shit out of me. That's no lie, dude.
No. Well, I mean, so,
And Sarah knows it. Sarah knows it, and Scott knows it too.
Yep.
That woman
Scott will
is
be back.
intelligent.
I mean, to be honest, it's like with me because I follow the sort of.
Yeah, Drew, she is. Yeah, she is the real deal. She ain't no fake. And here's the funny thing, John. When you see people read tarot cards, you always see them grab books to read cards and that. She don't grab a book one. She reads the goddamn card, and she will tell you
But it's like,
exactly what it is.
oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's like when I do tarot readings for people, because I do it slightly different. I read it as a story, their life story, whether it's what's coming and what's going or what's in the middle.
And a lot of times they want to know a personal question. And
Mm,
she'll ask him before she starts the reading, do you want to know a question or do you just want a general reading?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I love it when that sort of community does come together again because it's sort of like, again, you know, whether it's mediums or whether it's sort of tarot readers and stuff like that, they get a lot of flack.
It's taken me 3 years to push her through this, to get to this point. It's taken me 3
Well,
years.
again, she's more than welcome out.
Drew, don't
know.
ever be scared of shadows. Don't ever be scared of shadows. And now shadows got me to the point where I'll read an oracle card and clarify the reading.
And this is it. I mean, this is what's really important. You know, is the actual proper hardcore believing communities coming together.
So
I don't want to be anymore.
what we do on Fridays, what we do on Fridays is she can only do 20 readings because anything past that, dude, her energy is so wasted she can't do it anymore.
She gets a blowout.
She just her energy just drains.
I know how she feels because it's like with me when I do sort of spiritual readings. on a clairaudient scale.
Yeah, I can
Well,
feel.
okay.
You know what's funny though is I can feel you channeling me, almost like you're trying to read who I am,
I have a
and
habit of doing that, though.
I can feel that energy though. Am I right?
I always read people.
See, sir,
It's how I.
I'm pretty good too. I can
Yep.
feel his energy read me.
Especially like after what I've recently gone through, I've started doing it a hell of a lot more now. Because where I thought those guys was my friends and had my best interest, really didn't. So now it's got to the stage where I start reading into people a hell of a lot more to say, well, do you know what? Can I tell these
Exactly.
things?
But I felt your energy trying to read me, and I felt it.
So,
Stop it.
what I get
That was kind of
is,
I'm not gonna say messed up in a bad way, but it was messed up that I could feel it.
I was going to say, I mean, with you, what I get from you is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong,
A what?
what I get from you is you have got a massive heart. It's on your sleeve. You know, you bend over backwards, you do anything for anybody. But at the same time, it's like there is a wall there at the same time, very guarded.
Yep.
So it's sort of like,
That's no lie.
you know, so where that guardedness comes in is where you sort of, you do the same, similar to what I do, where you sort of really want to suss somebody out before you get the chance to sort of say, yeah, do you know what, this is a decent person. But at the same time, they're like, old. So it's very old-fashioned ways, old-fashioned morals, a lot of old.
My
No.
mom was very old-fashioned.
I was going to say with you, it seems to me when it comes up to like, bringing kids, being around grandkids or kids or whatever, you seem to be it seems where I get that whole, my mum used to say this, my dad used to say that, and it was like you're full of that moral wisdom, and that's where that heart comes into it at the same time, is you're literally throwing that moral wisdom out to help better people, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense.
Totally. I mean,
But
it
at the
totally
same
makes sense. And
time,
now I flipped an oracle card for you,
go on.
and I got to ask you, you were fighting a mountain to figure out where I was coming from. You struggled to figure out my inner being, didn't you?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because it says ascending the mountain, keep going forward. That's the oracle card I pulled on you.
It does
So
make sense.
we're both on the same page.
Oh yeah, it does make a lot of sense. But again, with yourself, it's like if I was to look at you, you're in a being, or you're in a soul, or whatever you want to class it as. To look at you now as like a pie chart type thing. So you've got a huge chunk which is your heart. You've got a sort of semi-huge chunk which is trust. Because I do feel there has been a lot of people that have, I don't want to use the word stabbed you in the back, but they've done you wrong.
You can say that. You can say that.
There's certain section, like I said, which is very sort of guarded, but also at the same time, there is that segment of loss in a way. It's like you're still missing something, but something you're still missing.
Yeah.
You're still fighting yourself to try and find. But that sort of thing, I've got to feel, will come quite soon. So now there's a lot of questions that's been asked.
But I got to read on you too. You're trying too hard to ascend a mountain to read too much to understand what you already know.
exactly. I mean, sometimes I think what it is, and at the same time, and why I said that made sense, is because a lot of people, especially like I said again with what happened, I was ready to pack up and knock it all on the head. You know, bye bye YouTube, bye bye everything. So to see that in the sense of growing and moving forward and stuff like that, it makes a heap of sense because like it has been playing on my mind in the sense of what do I do next.
All right, I'm gonna say this, Legacy. We're gonna leave it at that because you starting to pull out a little more than, but you're good. You're very good, and I appreciate that.
No,
Maybe sometime we can talk on a different level. You
yeah,
know what I
definitely.
mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Anytime. Well, you can find me on Facebook anyway. Jonathan Wood. You'll find me.
Just look up Eddie Hartleb. It's easier. You're Jonathan Wood. I ain't looking up nobody named Wood. Sorry. Sorry. That was a bad joke. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. No, not always, Danny. That's not always true. Sometimes what doesn't make you stronger makes you weaker if you don't know how to handle it coming at you. So
What was your last?
that I love how loud you guys crack me. Wow, I didn't
What
know
was
we
your
were
last?
telling jokes.
Is it
I
Eddie
thought
as in EDDIE?
EDDIE
Yeah,
HARTLEB, and you see a guy leaning against the door.
got you.
That's me. Sometimes, cracking jokes is a way to get rid of pain, but actually, it don't get rid of it. It just masks it. It gives you
Yeah.
that few minutes of freedom to where you don't feel hurt, and people misconstrued that aspect of it. Uh,
Yeah.
Even though I sat here and joked all night, I can jump offline right now and sit here and cry for a fucking hour because it's hard to convey how you truly feel. And I share
Exactly.
mine. I share mine through laughing and having fun.
I mean, to be honest, it's ironic you say that because I mean, when we look at the late great Robin Williams, he was one of the most fantastic comedians on the planet. But nobody knew that he was battling depression really, really badly. And this is what it's about, and this is why it's like sort of what I do with the channel is where I bring and I'm aiming and I'm trying to bring that side of the community together as well. So it's not just a lonely battle; it's a joint battle where, do you know what? I got my missus who backs me up, and I know you guys have seen this as well, where I could be having a random chat,
I'll be right
paranormal
back.
stuff.
My old lady's calling.
No worries. I could be having a paranormal chat, and then all of a sudden, somebody turns around in the chat and says, I'm having a really, really bad day. This, and this is playing up. Mental health wise, and then all of a sudden I just slam off topic, go straight over to that person's comment and go, well, if you ever want to chat, if you ever want to talk about it, feel free to have me on Facebook, we could chat about it, I can help advise, I'll help you out as much as I can, or if you just want to, yeah, and send them over to the other half and forget to tell her because she's the one training to be a mental health worker. But that's what's important. It's helping people out and being there for people.
That's I mean, that's what you can do. Be there for people that have got something going on in their life that maybe you've been through, and you can help them, advise them, as best you can. And that's what being a friend's about. Just being there. You might not be able to help them. You might, but as long as they know that you're there for them to, even if they want to vent, maybe they're having a right shitty day, and you've never been in their position. You say, listen, I'll sit here, and you can just vent with me. And
Exactly.
sometimes that can just help. you might not be able to see, you might not be able to help them, but
you've got such a massive point there because it's like, sort of like obviously with what you've said with strokes and stuff. I wouldn't know. I've never experienced it,
mhm,
but at the end of the day, sometimes that still affects the people who go through it, where they go through so much turmoil.
mhm.
People don't understand. I mean, unfortunately, you get some people who have to go and lose one side of the face.
Hi, Doze, Hatchie, and everybody. I'm sorry I missed you, Drew. I said hi to you. I apologize for everybody I missed. I've been so caught up in chat. Beth, hi. There's a lot of things that are going through my mind right now, and it's not my mind. It is my mind, but it's somebody else's mind that is going through my mind.
Oh, this kitten got me.
Is that what you want?
Uh,
Really waiting to get Tori up and grovel.
I'm getting ready to go have a cigarette.
But no, it's like I was saying, when you get these stroke victims that start climbing inside and they get stared at and pointed at, and people don't want to go through that. And
mhm.
this is where I do have that time where, it's like what happened in your chat when somebody was talking about using CBD and to help themselves. I just literally turned around and went, this might help. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I tend to do a lot because it's helping out my fellow person.
Well, that's it. Eddie, the same. I mean, we're here. You have a lot of chat about anything, even private, messenger, whatever, buddy. Just drop me a mail. I know our time zones are a lot different, but we always do catch each other. So if you've got
No,
stuff
Drew,
going on,
Shadows won't be live until tomorrow.
I was going to say, I've got you on Facebook anyway, haven't I?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And you should have a friend request for me.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
There's somebody in the room that isn't quite faithful to the person they're with, and you really ain't got to say who you are, but I'm gonna tell you this, and I know it because you chose a wandering path, and it says enjoy your journey. And the way it says it means it's gonna come back and kick you in the ass. Right there, see it? Wandering path. Enjoy your journey. So whoever that was for, I don't know, but it's somebody in the room. Please be careful. Love the one you're with, respect the one you're with, and they'll respect you back.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I think we're going to kind of cut it off. Like that 3 hours we've been on, and we're on the school run tomorrow.
I know.
No worries.
And we're on the school run.
Does anybody know a Jonathan Wood? Tattoo Legacy Paranormal, Dark Phantom. Does anybody know that person?
He's up above you, Eddie.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
That's not the way it was coming up, asshole. I got you, brother. I got you.
No.
Well, I look at all my shit. It's like I got to make sure I know who I'm at.
No,
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. But, we're going to wrap it up now, guys.
I got you, brother. Thank you.
On Eddie, thanks very much for coming on. You're welcome on any time. I'm
Thanks
on
for
with
having me,
you.
brother.
Eddie, anytime, Eddie, just drop me a email if you're available, same as you, John.
Thank you, beautiful, for having me up on panel.
Oh,
And
you're
I'll
welcome.
come to Scotland and kick his ass. I don't give a shit.
Give my best to your other half. Everybody in the chat, thanks for coming in tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. feel free as usual leave any comments. Right, we're live on.
But
We're
see,
live.
you
Friday.
screwed me now. Now I got to go try to find somebody else who's live.
Oh,
I'm not going live. I go live Saturdays and Sundays.
we're up for the school run in the morning, so
Yeah. You and your wee
Yeah.
school run. I don't want to hear no bullshit. You pansy ass bastard.
love you too, Eddie.
I love you, brother, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
I'll
Sarah,
catch you in the
love you,
morning.
hon. Talk to you tomorrow.
Seriously, I'm
John,
right.
it was
Bye.
a pleasure meeting you, and I'm glad I got to join your channel. Drew, Eli, Dan, Adobe, Misty, Mary, everybody in the room. I'm glad everybody showed up, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.